Big trade news. Think we're good to go. Big time trade news. Big time. Looks legit too. It looks legit as of right now. I told you guys last night. People don't listen to my show. Got a pretty good vibe of knowing what's going on around the league from doing research. Fucking God forbid New England could try. Crazy.
For Sean Gary on the other side, who also was a dominant 27-year-old pass rusher. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Jordan Love, 26 years old as well. Young talent, win now. Great move for the Green Bay Packers.
This certainly puts the Packers in contention now for a Super Bowl or a long run throughout the playoffs. But for the Dallas Cowboys, I just can't understand how you make this trade. I mean, this guy is a benchmark in your franchise. I understand you pay CeeDee Lamb, you pay Dak Prescott. Those guys can put up points. But this is a bookend guy. Like, you don't get rid of that. I think you said 52 sacks. How do you trade that away?
If you're in that Dallas locker room and it's a Cowboys roster that is as it has to be thought of in the conversation in the NFC, what message does it send when you trade away your best player?
I think the biggest message is no matter how great you play, sometimes the value doesn't always show up. You know, that's kind of how I would take it as a former player. Like, how do you not, first off, how do you not get the deal done earlier in the summer? So this isn't a distraction deep into almost now September as the season's beginning here in a week. So that would be my biggest thing. As great as you play, look, anybody can be had at this point. Anybody.
Breaking news, Micah Parsons going to the Packers. 4-year deal, $188 million. $120 million guaranteed. Green Bay gets rid of 2 first-round picks over the next 2 years and a defensive tackle. We got Boise State, South Florida coming up soon. And we have other games going on as well tonight. We'll check out. Nebraska's playing. A few other colleges that are decent. Micah Parsons, I told you guys last night, Packers might be going after him. He's a Packer. Yep. Leave it to Dallas to fuck it up again. I love it. Leave it to the Cowboys.
To happen. I thought at some point once you saw TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, these guys get paid throughout the offseason. You thought maybe Michael was the next guy in line. Just didn't happen there in Dallas.
I will say this. There was conversation of people saying, okay, someone's going to call Micah Parsons bluff.
Right.
Micah Parsons wasn't bluffing. His agent, David Mulugeta, wasn't bluffing as well.
To say the very least, Adam Schefter had the breaking news on this colossal deal involving the best linebacker in the NFL. Adam, what more can you tell us?
Jerry Jones strikes again.
Kevin, this is a huge, mammoth-sized blockbuster trade that just went down within the last hour. The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons, a 4-time Pro Bowl selection who's had over 12 sacks in each of his first 4 seasons, to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for 2 first-round draft picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. The deal has been made. Micah Parsons is being paid in Green Bay. Week 4 of the season, we have the Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers, and the Dallas Mavericks made one of the big blockbuster trades in the NBA back in February, only to be followed up by the Dallas Cowboys in August, trading away another young cornerstone piece that they had made no progress on with a new contract, that there were no negotiations in recent months. Jerry Jones was disappointed in the fact that he felt like he had an agreement in late March with Micah Parsons that would pay him $40.5 million a year on average. The two sides never negotiated after that. Micah Parsons never practiced this summer. He had back tightness that he went to get a second opinion on in California, and there were people who said that Micah Parsons didn't have leverage, but his agent David Milgetta did have leverage. He had the leverage of Parsons' talents in talking to other teams, and the Packers were highly interested all along, so much so that they were willing to pay him more than any other non-quarterback in NFL history ever has been made. And we have another blockbuster trade 1 week from when the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles 1 week from tonight on Thursday Night Football. There is a trade that has sent ripples across the National Football League.
Adam Schefter, incredible work breaking the news. The Dallas Cowboys trading away the best linebacker in the NFL. That saga is over, and the second guessing in Dallas begins.
Michael Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks and a defensive tackle. Signed a $188 million deal, $120 million guaranteed. By Jerry. Wow. I was really hoping New England was going to get in there. Once I seen Green Bay going for it, I had a feeling. Green Bay just stole Micah Parsons. They're paying him a lot of money, but Green Bay is going to be a playoff team, especially if Parsons is healthy. Oh, my goodness. Those 2 first-round picks aren't going to be great. They're going to be in the 20s. I think Dallas just fucked up really badly again. Dallas just screwed the pooch again. We got Boise State versus South Florida. We're going to check that game out. It's starting any minute. It's a bunch of other games on tonight. We got, I don't think we have any other ranked games, but we got some good teams playing tonight. I think Nebraska's playing someone decent. Rutgers versus Ohio. Duke's playing tonight. Oklahoma State's playing tonight. Houston's playing. Nebraska versus Cincinnati at 9. Buffalo, Minnesota. There's some games to watch tonight. We'll check some of it out. But Micah Parsons, no longer a cowboy girl. He's a cheesehead now. Way to go, Jerry. Only Jerry Jones could fuck up something that badly. I knew Micah Parsons had enough of Jerry Jones. That's why he didn't even want to hear it. They had to trade him. Micah Parsons wasn't even playing their game. Good for him. I don't blame him.
Rushing and 30 touchdowns. But Boise State's going to do what they do, and this time it's going to be a two-headed monster. They love the big redshirt freshman Sire Gaines, and then Fresno State transfer comes over through the transfer portal, and Malik Sherrod, he's the lightning to the Gaines thunder. Now listen, you may change the numbers, you may change the names on the back of the jersey. One thing that doesn't change after 25 years is the process for Boise State.
This program has an identity, and one thing that does return, Harry Lyles Jr. is the quarterback, a veteran at that. It is his team to walk to the field this year.
That's right, Matt. I spoke with quarterback Maddox Madsen earlier this week, and he said this team is incredibly eager to prove that they were more than just one player. As you mentioned, the Heisman runner-up Ashton Genty. He said that this team takes 22 offense and defense, and he still feels that Ashton left a confidence in that running back room for them to uphold the standard that.
Yes, they did. We're going to listen to Boise State versus South Florida for a bit, talk some sports. Yeah, Thielen's back with the Vikings, but the Packers just traded for Micah Parsons. I hate to piss in your Cheerios. I think that puts the Packers right up there with Detroit if he's healthy.
On the ground, he to improve his efficiency, particularly in the critical passing game.
And the last time we saw him in a full season, 2023, he was the only other quarterback than Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winner, to throw for over 3,000 yards and rush for over 800. So he is electric, and we expect that tonight. South Florida feels good about the roster they put together. And guess what? The Bulls are running. They'll get a chance to do it against the Broncos. Sit back.
This game's in South Florida, too. It's in Tampa, I believe. And I think there's a chance of some thunderstorms, so there's a chance of questionable weather in this game. First game we're going to check out tonight. This could end up being a good ball game. Boise State's ranked 25th. South Florida is usually a bowl team. They usually field a competitive team. We're going to check them out. Well, yep, Micah Parsons going to the Packers for 2 first-round picks, a defensive tackle, and they signed him to a $188 million deal over 4 years, $120 million guaranteed. Packers made out on that deal, in my opinion. As long as he's healthy. As long as he can play a fair amount. He's good for 10 sacks every year minimum. And he's just hitting his prime. Just hitting his prime. I saw that the Vikings might sign Kendrick Bourne too. Patriots released him yesterday. Yeah, well, they got rid of what's his name. They didn't re-sign one of their better corners, so having Parsons will help them cornerbacks out a lot. Tyreek Hill finally tried to practice today. It's official. Micah Parsons to the Packers. Highest paid player outside of a quarterback ever. Cowboys will receive defensive tackle Kenny Clark. 2 first-round picks that aren't going to be worth shit because the because the Packers are going to be in the playoffs. Whew. Micah Parsons is a rich man. $120 million guaranteed. Jerry Jones wants to dick everyone around. I'm glad someone finally fucked around and find out Jerry Jones. I'm glad Jerry Jones didn't win on this one. Let's check out Boise State, University of South Florida. South Florida is going to kick off. Boise State, number 25 in the country to start the season.
The Bulls, Malik Sherrod, the transfer from Fresno State, he'll be a part of that backfield.
Hi, Cam.
Is it is time. The longest offseason in sports is about to end week 1. But the college football season is here as we kick off in Tampa. Right at the 5. He's going to make a couple of men miss, but South Florida does a great job corralling him at the 20. And as we talked about a moment ago, Luves, they bring back a veteran quarterback in Maddox Madsen, who led the Mountain West in passing yards a year ago.
Well, they love everything about him, Matt, and this is one of the most undervalued, overlooked players a year ago, obviously because of the presence of Ashton Genty. All he does is make good decisions. He throws it to the right guys. He doesn't take negative plays, and his teammates absolutely love him.
Had over 3,000 yards passing last year. 1st and 10, directly under center, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, single back. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 3.
brought in a lot of players from the portal for Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator. They believe they shored up the defensive line and are looking forward to that physicality.
Yeah, they really needed to beef up the defensive front, not just in terms of overall talent, but depth. They're going to have to rotate through to get through the gauntlet of the season. And when you line up against a team like Boise State that can run it down your throat, you better be up to the task.
2nd and 6, shotgun, 2 wides to the left, 2 tight end, single running back to the left of the quarterback, fakes the handoff, RPO, play made, pass caught, up the sideline for a first down, gain of about 7. Be another first down for Boise State.
Little pitch and catch, nice early confidence throw for Maddox Madsen, and Latrell Caples, one of the returning stalwarts amongst the receiving corps that will have some new faces we'll talk about tonight. But a nice job moving the chains right there through the air.
Shotgun, trips left. Running back in motion. They send the man across. RPO, they throw. Nice hit, big hit. Believe that was Ward for South Florida, a gain of about 1 yard. Be about 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. 13:30 to go in the first quarter. No score, Boise State, South Florida.
You can't allow the leaky yardage on a 2 to 3 yard completion.
And for the first time this game, we see Sire Gaines, the redshirt freshman running back.
Shotgun.
Excitement around this young player as Madsen, forced out of the pocket, finds Gaines out of the backfield.
Ooh, big
and you
hit.
see him lowering
Ward
his
again.
shoulder. He's a load. He comes in 6 feet, 217 pounds as Rucker brings him down after 7.
No, Sire Gaines reminds me so much of what former North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton looked like.
Going to be 3rd and short for Boise State. Almost to midfield. Sire Gaines in the backfield. They got a big formation, 3 tight end. Run up the middle just enough for the first down. Be 1st and 10 from Boise State's 46.
In the opening drive.
Yeah, and a lot of depth in that offensive line for Boise State. That time in some heavy personnel, brought in an extra offensive lineman. And now everybody in the stadium knows what they're going to do, including the hot dog vendor. So you got to buckle your chin strap if you're South Florida.
You see the offensive line. Look, as they said,
Out of the shotgun again. Twin tight end to the right. Balanced wide receivers on each side, 1 on each side, caught by the tight end across the 50. Bring up 2nd and about 6. Boise State not taking any chances downfield, but just quick 3-4 yards every play.
Just picking his spots, divvying it out.
Madsen 4-4 for 25 yards to start. Sherrod back into backfield. We've already seen it now. Boise State using both backs early on, just inside.
Quarterback right under center. Hands off. Run. Nice run by Gaines. First down and more. Run of about 12 across the 40 to the 38 of South Florida. I think the South Florida defense is getting a little tired. And it's been like the same guy in on almost every tackle, Ward.
Coordinator, he said, he goes, one of the things he does best is identifying the cutback lane. He sure showed it right there.
It's the 8th play of the drive.
Directly under center again. Triple tight ends.
Ball control out of Boise
Play
State.
fake.
Play fake. Madsen forced off his spot. Keeps his eyes downfield. That's going to be incomplete.
Should have been caught.
That was intended for the tight end you mentioned a moment ago, Matt Lauder. Led the team with 7 touchdown receptions a year ago. A good tight end is a good comfort food for the quarterback, and Madsen certainly has that.
So reliable. We talked about that group, and you see Maddox Madsen right there. He's not going to take a negative play. He's not going to get this offense behind the chains. Just chooses to throw it away and live to play the next down.
So the Broncos now their third running back of the opening drive. Dylan Riley, a player they believe is a home run waiting to happen. They're going to see if he'll hit one here just off the left side. And a great job by that Bulls defensive front. Is Jalen Schuler, one of the leaders at linebacker, fills the gap for no gain. And now third and long coming for the Broncos.
This is uncharted waters for Boise State. They're not accustomed to being 3rd and 7 plus. They're accustomed to being 3rd and short and being able to have the option of running or throwing the football. Let's see what they come up with here.
Empty backfield. Maxon over the middle. Caught.
Nice tackle, fumble.
Short as the ball pops out.
Big D.
Mac Harris, the other of that linebacker duo.
Mac Harris just lit someone up.
Buddy Jalen Schuler that came up with it.
Wow. Huge hit.
They wanted much improvement from the defense, and boy, did they get it on their opening drive. A turnover. Here comes Byron Brown.
Boise State was cooking. 3rd and long. Try to get a little receiver screen. Good job by the South Florida defense putting a big hit on the wide receiver. Timeout. South Florida will take over around the midfield, I believe. Isn't it nice, Mark, hearing football again? That's why I came on tonight, to do it. That, and I am like still stuck at home and shit, so I had to do football tonight. We got football again tomorrow night too. Colorado's playing Georgia Tech. I think I'm going to do that game. And Saturday, we're definitely doing Ohio State versus Texas. 12 o'clock noon. Eastern Standard Time. I can't believe Jerry Jones fucked up again. He dicks people around. Finally, someone had it. Finally, someone had it. Every year, the Cowboys got to sign someone going into training camp, and he fucks around with them every fucking year. I'm kind of glad they got fucked over. I hate the Cowboys, largely because of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones talks a lot of shit. He talks shit about Micah's agent, too. Supposedly, he said Micah's agent told him to stick the deal up his ass. And he meant it. You can't have disgruntled players, man. You can't have it. If they're disgruntled, you got to get rid of them. He should have just fucking paid the dude. That changes Dallas's defense massively. Dallas is fucked. Fucked. Dallas is going to get beat by the Eagles by like 60 on opening night. I have a feeling the Eagles are going to stomp a fucking mud hole in the Cowboys bad. I'm going to watch it too. Mark it on your calendar. I think it's September 4th in Philly. They'll be raising a championship banner waiting to kill the Cowboys. I can't fucking wait. Even though I'm not a big Eagles fan either. So a big turnover by Boise State. Gives South Florida the ball back. No score.
Take advantage of it. This is a Boise State team that turned the ball over all of 12 times a year ago, and 4 of those were against Penn State in the College Football Playoff Fiesta Bowl. So that doesn't happen often. Take advantage of it from South Florida.
And here comes
South Florida always has a halfway decent team. They're in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. They run a screen, developed late, loss of a yard.
Sean Singleton. He came on at the end of last year, but boy, you can tell how excited they are to have this quarterback back. And if you haven't seen South Florida play football, that was dangerous. Amarion McCoy almost had a gift on his hip and a pick six, but you're not going to be able to breathe watching the Bulls play offense because it is quick.
It's quick, but they're now in 3rd and 11. Going to have to come up with something downfield here. They want to get the play off on a 40-second play clock with 32 seconds left.
They're out of it in like a wildcat formation. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. 3rd and 11.
Play clock rarely gets under 25 for them. They got it down to 4. 3rd and long. Brown corralled. Brown
Big sack.
tackled and sacked. The transfer, David Latu from BYU. And not what South Florida had in mind for the return of their high.
I remember Latu against Colorado in that bowl game where Colorado got blown that fuck out. He's at Boise State now. Boise State, they said, has a very good defensive line. Nice sack. South Florida couldn't even gain a yard on their first possession. They're going to have to punt from about their own 12.
Malik Sherrod deep. Not only is he going to be one of their premier running backs, he's going to be their returner as well, as he's going to let that bounce out of bounds. A good punt there from Leon, as it'll be the second possession for Boise State after the punt to 45. And we mentioned the Broncos a year ago. The 12-team playoff expanded the opportunities for teams like Boise State, first time in program history, number 3 seed in the college football playoff. We know who's not here in Ashton Genty. He's going to be playing for the Raiders at a high level. But what a program they've built, especially with second-year coach Spencer Danielson, just keeping the tradition of Boise State football.
26 consecutive bowl seasons. Unbelievable.
That's pretty impressive. 1st and 10, shotgun. Screen.
That's a quick shot to the outside.
Nothing.
That was
Good
Sire
tackle.
Gaines. Check that.
What's up, Brandon? It's going really well, man. I've lost 40 pounds, over 40 pounds. Officially, I weighed in today, and I'm over 40 pounds gone. Still got 60 to go. But I'm getting there. Today's day 66. Shotgun. Boise State in trouble. Throws out of the backfield. Incomplete. Horrible throw. Bring up 3rd and about 9. If it works for you and your doctor's cool with it, go for it. $7:51 to go in the first quarter. No score. Boise State, number 25 in the country versus South Florida. Shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, tight end to the right, running back. Throw. Intercepted. No. Dropped. Should have been. Thanks, Deb. Good to see you. I'm not in the Stop and Shop bakery section. That's for sure. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it. But really, I've just been eating my either chicken or beef, a little bit of rice, and a green vegetable. Boise State's going to punt. Fair catch. Ball's going to be down around the 25. There's a flag on the play.
There's Josh Porter there at the 25. It gives us a chance to say hello to our referee for the first time tonight. It is Nolan Dumas and his crew working at the Mountain West.
There are 2 fouls in the play, 1 by each team. Illegal formation on the kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield of the snap.
No doubt.
The kick, holding for 31, receiving team. Those penalties offset. We'll replay 4th down.
They're going to kick it again.
All right, so another kick after the penalties for Boise State.
South
That
Florida.
opening game. Jitters, you're trying to get a feel for each other in the first game. You know, well, this is college football. We don't have preseason games. You don't get to go against anybody else. And every coach in America is worried about kicking game snafus, pre-snap penalties, turnovers. We're seeing a little bit of everything early on.
I still can't believe it. Cowboy fans must be so pissed off. I couldn't imagine being a Cowboy fan right now.
Scripted in practice, be a first game. You're trying to knock off some cobwebs, and hopefully those will get knocked off here as we're midway through the first quarter. As Oscar Doyle's going to punt it again to Josh Porter, situated at his 30.
Another good kick.
And he actually drives Porter deeper than he was before. Drives to the corner, does so successfully.
Nice little game.
With the penalty and a little bit of a return for 11 yards. South Florida actually nets some yardage after the penalty, as we will see the Bulls offense coming up.
No score, 7:31 to go in the first. Boise State, number 25 in the country, going up against South Florida in South Florida. They said there's a chance of some shitty weather during this game. We'll see. We got some other games we might check out too. Hopefully there's no blowouts. If there's no blowouts, we'll hang around. But there's some other games tonight. We got Nebraska, Cincinnati. Mizzou's playing. But I can't imagine being a Cowboys fan right now. Oh. Another one. Another one, really? And like Mock C was saying that fucking Packers aren't known for spending money like that. Which kind of was like, I had a feeling he was going to Green Bay. I think they needed someone on the defensive side of the ball. I really wanted him in New England. New England's got to start spending some of this money they have. It's getting ridiculous. The Patriots are like 60-something million under cap. Come on. Like, we got to start spending a little. What the fuck? And you can't blame it on Belichick no more. He's not there. So why aren't we spending fucking money? I'd feel way better about the Patriots if they had Micah Parsons going into the season for the next 4 years. They could have afforded him and someone else. Minimum. Indy's going to get a shot at Dallas usually because Green Bay and Dallas usually play each other. If not every year, every other. Fucking Jerry Jones.
Welcome back to Tampa, where Boise State and South Florida are tied 0-0. Quarterback Byron Brown of South Florida missed 8 games last season due to a lower leg injury. He is making his debut back this season. He went 3 and out on that first drive, Matt and Tom, but he was going up and down the sideline, clapping his hands, being very eager, telling his guys to keep their heads up, so he's keeping the optimism over here on the South Florida sideline, guys.
Yeah, that opening drive, Harry, 3 and out, just a minute 17. And look, we know they play quick. We expected him. We talked about it, that he's probably going to come out. First game, 11 months to the day he got hurt. Probably a little bit jittery to start the season.
Yeah, Coach Alex Gold expected that. He said he's a high-strung, he's got a sense of urgency, so we want to get him settled down early. Expect some quarterback run this drive.
Another quick throw from Brown to the outside. That's caught by Moody Rubin. transfer in from Stanford, already has a degree from Stanford, gain of 4. He'll play the slot, tackled by Ty Benefield, one of the leading tacklers for the Broncos a year ago. First time we've seen one of the new running backs, Sam Franklin.
Wow, good
Tackled
effort.
by Jake Ripp. It's going to be Franklin, Norton, and Isaac. But Franklin comes in, transferred over from Oklahoma, started his career at UT Martin, where he was a heck of a player at the FCS level.
Yeah, he rushed for 1,378 yards, 11 touchdowns in 2023.
They like his shiftiness and another early third down.
Third and about 5. Shotgun.
Brown over the middle. That is caught. Had pressure. Can he get to the first down? It's going to be close. That's Keyshawn Singleton. And we're talking inches and a spot to see if the Bulls move the chains. And they moved the spot way back.
It didn't look like a first down.
Wow.
They're going to go for it?
South Florida lining up for it on 4th.
He's going to call timeout. Oh,
They actually
they
run
got
the
stuff.
play.
Nope.
And if one of the side judges running in, he's going to be
short.
marked short.
He sure is.
That was stupid.
Boise State stops him. So aggressive call out of Alex Golish. I know the quarterback 6'3", 232, but he couldn't get any penetration on the Boise State defensive line.
You've got 99, Michael Madry, 90, Braxton Feely, and David Latu, number 92, who we've talked about tonight. That's a lot of 300-pound bodies.
Latu's going to be a pro. No doubt about it. He was huge last year at BYU. Now he's at Boise State. I'm surprised he transferred. They must have paid him a ton of money. He must have got more money in the NIL deal. So here's Boise State. 1st and 10. Drop back throw. Incomplete. Good coverage. Receiver couldn't get separation and get to the spot in time. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Excited about. He struggled to get out of his break there a little bit on the outcut. Former top 22 player overall in the ESPN 300 out of the 2022 class, 4th-ranked wide receiver. He was an Under Armour All-American, well-traveled through the portal, but they're excited about him.
Shotgun.
Madsen to throw again. Has over
Nice
the middle.
catch.
Open. It is caught. You mentioned Chris Marshall. He goes right back at it. He makes that catch and a gain of 13 and a first down.
He went
He's
up
a
there
big
for that
body,
catch.
6'3", 215 pounds. He's going to go
What
up
a
and get
catch.
it and have the ability to take it away from defenders. This is a really nice thrown ball over the linebacker level.
It was a better
Ball
catch
for
than the
Marshall,
throw.
showing why they were so excited about him during fall camp.
Already 11 pass attempts from Madsen. Just 4.
Boise State out of the gun. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right on the line. Receiver in motion, shotgun snap. In trouble, scramble. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by South Florida. Dialed up a blitz.
But I'll tell you what, the play by Golish to go for it on 4th down, that just shows you, Luke, how much confidence he has in this rebuilt defense. After the 2 stops early on, he said, guys, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put you back in a position to help us out.
Well, they've been disruptive so far. They've forced a lot of 3rd and longs. And he's got to have confidence in this unit to this point.
Shotgun again, 2nd and 10.
That's
Handoff.
Gaines off the left side. There goes
Good break.
Sider. Gaines makes a man miss, and that's a good look at what he can do. Big kid, makes a couple of tacklers miss, and now he's got another first down for the Broncos
Got a
after
tackle.
a gain of 9.
1 tackle.
Kawan Banks missed
2
the tackle, as
tackles.
did Rucker.
3.
Try to go low on him. This is a big cat now, 217 pounds. South Florida actually does a decent job of setting the edge right there. They just don't tackle well in the open
Good up,
field.
Joey.
Maybe this gives gets this run game rolling a little bit for Boise State.
So they had initially moved the chains for a first down. They brought it back after a gain of 9. So it's officially a 3rd and 1.
Handoff.
That's Sherrod.
Oh, close. I think he barely got it. Spot doesn't look good,
This
though.
is going to be a close spot.
And they marked it 4th down. They put up the hand for a 4th down. So we just saw South Florida go for it on 4th down a minute ago. That a bit longer than what the Broncos have here. 4th and inches.
Sire Gaines back in the backfield. The big power backs. Who you want to have personnel-wise?
Man in motion. Single back. Up the middle, 1st down.
And I'm talking by the edge of that face mask. He moves the chains. It'll be a 1st down.
3 minutes to go, no score. Number 25, Boise State against University of South Florida. In South Florida. Had a big trade. Micah Parsons, no longer a Cowboy. Going to be going up north to play for the Packers. 1st and 10. Single back. Twin tight end again. They throw. Dropped in the end zone by Marshall. I think I saw a flag. Looks like it's going to be on the defense. There was some hand fighting. I haven't seen a replay.
Little bit of tussling going on between Rucker and Marshall.
Pass interference, number 22, defense. Ball be placed in the spot of foul, and automatic. First down.
All right, so now goal to go after the penalty. And you mentioned he's a big kid. Chris Marshall, 6'3", 215.
Yeah, well, listen, Rucker's 6
I
foot,
got him.
195
He held
pounds,
him.
and what happens is he gets that right arm wrapped around the waist of Marshall,
Good call.
drapes him right in front of the head linesman there on the near sideline.
Boise State getting a nice call there. It was the right call. Be 1st and goal from the 4. See if South Florida can get a turnover or hold up.
Ball spotted at the South Florida 4.
Single back. 3 tight ends.
Sire Gaines
Ooh.
off the left side. Tries to get to the goal line, and the push leaves him just short after a gain of 3.
It's a big hit.
Jalen Schuler on the tackle.
Keep hearing Shula's
This
name.
is the area of the field where if you're
2nd and 10. 2nd and goal for Boise State from the 1 yard line. South Florida's defense looks gassed.
Matson fumbled it, was able to corral it, but not get across the goal line. And almost a disaster for Boise State as Fred Gaskin falls on him.
Wow.
Just a center quarterback exchange issue there.
Yeah, it seemed to come through Maddox Matson's hands. You got to give a firm lift under there. In an era of shotgun offense, that's not this.
Nope.
And movement now out of the Broncos.
Oh,
So
no.
they've had it goal to go, stop, fumble, and now procedure.
Bad. Offensive coordinator's going to be pissed.
Wow, the snap. Ball start for 45. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Boise State having a
Troy
meltdown.
Grizzle, the tight end, he'll come into the backfield in a jumbo formation.
Well, and what did we talk about, Matt? What are you concerned about in these early games? Pre-snap penalties, putting the ball on the ground, putting it in harm's way. It's exactly what ended up happening right here. Just a little antsy. It looked like they were going to play pass and get that tight end leaking into the end zone. He just got ahead of himself a little bit.
3rd and goal from the 5.5 yard line. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers left. 1 goes in motion to the right. Tight end on the right on the line. 10 seconds to get a playoff shotgun.
Matson throws.
Touchdown.
Broncos strike first.
Marshall. Chris Marshall. He's got a big game already.
That is Chris Marshall.
It's like his third or
And
fourth
it's
catch.
Boise State taking advantage of the turnover on downs. Did not let the penalties get them. As Colton Boomer, the UCF transfer, comes on
South
to kick
Florida
the
had
extra
every
point.
chance to stop him. Kick is good. Seven nothing. Number 25, Boise State over South Florida. Both teams playing tough. About a minute and a half left in the first quarter. TV timeout coming. Man, to be a Cowboy fan right now. That's all I can keep thinking is, I don't know too many Cowboy fans personally. I'm trying to think. I can't think of too many. They must not be happy. What other games are on right now? Nothing great on right now. Oh, NC Wolfpack's playing. They start at 7, 6 o'clock. Bowling Green versus Lafayette, Ohio. Bobcats versus Rutgers. 7 o'clock, there's a couple games we could check out. 7:05. 7:30, Missouri comes on. Couple of games to check out tonight. Better than nothing. Tomorrow we got some games too. I think we're going to do Colorado, Georgia Tech. Fucking Jerry Jones. He's such a fucking idiot. He's rich as fuck, but he's a fucking idiot. Yeah, I don't. Jerry Jones is a fucking idiot. He keeps thinking he can bully people. Cowboys are going to get smoked by the Eagles. I really think they're going to get blown the fuck out by like 50. First game of the year. And Green Bay has had a pretty damn good secondary. I know they lost Zaire Alexander this year, but they should still be very good. And you add Parsons to that mix. For 2 first-round picks that are going to be up in the 20s because they're going to be a playoff team. And a defensive lineman. That's all you had to give up and pay Parsons. I bet, Joe.
Here, but look at the stacked alignment between these two. So Charles Capler's going to come right in here, and he's going to clear him out. That gives us space right there on the slant route for Chris Marshall, and it's an easy pitch and catch with no interference from the defender. And now there's so much cushion, it allows the 6'3", 215-pound Marshall to bowl joy over the goal line. Nicely done in terms of taking advantage of the alignment from South Florida defensively.
And we've seen the ball possession and controlling it for Boise State to this point. Time of possession here in the first quarter. Broncos 10 minutes, 47 seconds. South Florida just 3 minutes and 3 seconds. They'll look to change that. And their third possession of the game is the ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. And I'm telling you what, this Labor Day weekend lineup just has my football
There's some good
hormones
games this
raging.
weekend.
I mean, look at all those games to open the season. Oh, by the way, watch them everywhere, especially on the all-new ESPN app as we get Labor Day weekend of the opening weekend of college football going. But even Sunday night, Notre Dame, Miami. Then on Monday night, you got Bill Belichick in his debut.
Going to be a lot.
Monday night, we're definitely watching Belichick at UNC. I got to watch that. 1st and 10 for South Florida, down by 7. Run up the middle for nothing.
Broncos right there, nothing doing it. Cartavius Norton, first time we've called his name tonight. He's a transfer in from Charlotte as the Bulls lost all 3 of their running backs from last year, so they had to bring in a couple of transfers. Norton, one of them. Brown again brought down.
They're on him.
He had no time to throw on that one as Boise State's defensive front got to him in a hurry. That was Braxton Feely and a loss of 8. And the 3rd tackle for loss tonight for that defense.
3rd and 17.
Just winning one-on-one matchups. That time it was number 90, as you mentioned, Feely.
1 minute, Joe.
And they are active and
20 seconds
disruptive up
left in the
front.
quarter.
Now, this was a team that averaged almost 8 tackles for loss a year ago. That was 5th in the country and led the country with 55 sacks.
So another 3rd and long. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Brown, time, takes a shot.
Nice
The
catch.
receiver.
What a throw. Way to end the
That's
quarter.
how the first quarter ends. That is Tennessee transfer Chaz Nimrod. And a gain of 37.
Big play.
How about that for a 3rd and 17 conversion? We haven't seen this offense do anything all
No.
night. And then Brown sets that back foot, finds Nimrod, end of 1.
Wasn't a great throw. It was a good catch. Very good catch. So South Florida will continue the drive from about midfield. End of the first quarter, Boise State up 7-0. I'm rooting for Ohio State. I don't really like Texas that much. I don't like Peyton Manning. I don't like Eli Manning. I don't like any of the Mannings. I'm a Patriots fan. I'm a Tom Brady fan. And I think Ohio State might surprise some people. I don't know I haven't even looked at either team much. But I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow. But I can't believe I'm going to have to root for Ohio State. Ohio State lost a lot of players, but I think it's a little disrespectful that they're being overlooked the way they are. I think they're being treated a little unfairly as national champs. Their best receiver is still coming back. That is a fucking problem. He could go off for like 3 or 4 touchdowns against Texas. The kid's that good. He could do it against anyone. Number 4, Smith. They're not going to be able to shut. I'll be shocked if they shut him down. If Smith has a big game, I don't think Texas wins. But I haven't really looked at either team a ton. I know Eli Manning's the quarterback Eli Manning, whatever his fucking name is, the kid Manning fucking. He's getting a lot of hype because of who his family name. I heard he's a decent ball player. I haven't seen him throw it a bunch. I've seen him use his legs. I think he runs a little bit more than he throws. Have to see what happens. But being a New England Patriots fan, there's no way you will ever catch me rooting for a Manning. Never. Never. I'm just being honest. You'll never catch me rooting for a fucking Manning. Unless it's like versus Lucifer. Then I probably would, but not too many situations I can think I root for a Manning. And it's like, it's so tough. I kind of wish they didn't have this game to start the season. You got the number 1 and the number 3 going at each other from different conferences to start the year. I like it, but I don't like it. Because, like, they're both going to get better as the year goes along. I don't think, like, throwing themselves at each other to start the season is that smart. It'll make a lot of fucking money, but how much are you going to judge on the first game of the year? By the end of it. I'm just surprised, like, it's a crazy game to have to start the season. But I'm excited for it. Second quarter getting ready to start with South Florida and Boise State. Boise State up 7-0. South Florida just completed a 3rd and 17. They got the ball on the 45 of Boise State, 1st and 10. Three wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, shotgun. Single back to the right. It goes deep down the left sideline. He's got his man. Oh, he couldn't get it. That receiver should have had that. He slowed down. The sun is like in a weird spot where he ran from the shadow into the sun. And I think it screwed him up. Seen him slow down when he got back out of the shadow. Oh, bummer. He had him. Be 2nd and 10.
In the offseason, but you got to connect on that throw.
Ball's incomplete. Again, a quick throw for Brown to the outside, trying to get some of that yardage back. That is Nimrod again. You know, boy, South Florida, rather, that first quarter.
Be about 3rd and 8. South Florida's hanging around, but they got to score some points.
The talented true freshman in the game for the first time tonight. A player the coaches pointed out as someone they'd like to try to get the ball. 3rd and 6. First time we've seen a run at a Byron Brown.
Nice.
And that's why you run this quarterback. 6'3", 232. He can run. You saw it there, a gain of 11. And now a couple of first downs here for the Bulls.
I keep doing it. I keep running it. That time you had a little option into the boundary, the short side of the field. Force Boise State to defend quarterback run tonight.
You get a first down. Here comes the tempo. Here comes a throw over the middle. Good shot. Flag down. That's Nimrod.
Nimrod waking up.
Holding for 71. Offense.
Hey.
10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay first down.
They're going to catch the Stanford track transfer offensive tackle Connor McLaughlin here on the edge.
Awful.
And he's operating versus number 15 right here. And you're going to see him pull him and yank him down right on the edge.
Oh, it was blatant.
Right there.
Horrible,
Momentum
horrible tackle.
the holding penalty. And again, this offensive line, some of the big news coming out of the game tonight. Derek Bowman, their left tackle, 25 career starts. He's out. They had to move their right guard, Zane Herring, to left tackle. So a bit of movement up front of the offensive line for South Florida. However, it still is a veteran group that's played a lot of college football. Brown tries to go over the middle again. That is just dropped. That was Christian Neptune, the freshman I mentioned a moment ago.
Neptune, Nimrod, what the?
You want to earn the trust of your quarterback as a true freshman, got to catch the ball.
Got to make those plays.
Second and 20. After awful
Another designed
pass
run
block.
for Brown, and he makes a man miss. Another flag on the play.
Wow.
Is Brown able to make a couple of men miss?
He's going to run for the touchdown. And there's a flag on the play.
And I think that one's coming back.
Oh, come on, South Florida. What are you doing?
Holding for 72. Offense.
Where?
The previous stop. We'll play second down.
I gotta see it.
I'm going to get Cole Best right here. I don't know if I love this call.
No.
Oh, wow.
No. Shouldn't have been a hold.
I think that's a call you keep your flag in the pocket.
Bad. That sucks.
So, rules analyst Jerry McGinn, he'll be with us throughout the season.
2nd and 30 now
So
after
probably
a touchdown call back.
technical, as that wipes a touchdown off the board. Now second penalty for holding. 2nd and 30, and a long way to go for South Florida. And a good job there by Alvon Isaac. Gets some of it back. Now makes it, based on where they were, 2nd and 30, a little bit more manageable.
Well, not only is it more manageable, it gives you an opportunity to come away with points, which is critical off of that penalty right there. Wasn't looking overly positive.
They finally got Brown going in the running game. Is Isaac the third of the running backs we'll see tonight?
Fucking reps, man. Nice pass block.
Out route, low, incomplete. It's intended for Jaquan Smith.
That second call was terrible.
Now, what do you do here, Luz? It looks like they're going to bring out Nico Grammatica
Wow.
of the Kicking Grammatica.
Sound familiar?
By the way, his dad's record in this stadium, 55 yards. This one at 52.
Grammatica's kid. I wonder which brother.
3 of 5 on field goals last season from 50-plus yards. Grammatica's kick.
Got it.
It's Tampa.
Nice kick.
Automatica.
Automatica, Grammatica.
Like there was ever a doubt. Just don't do the Grammatica celebration. There you go.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
Don't jump up and celebrate and break your ankle. Nice kick by Martin Grammatica's son.
7-3 early second quarter.
What a boot. Over 50 yards. Martin Grammatica. There was 2 of them. I think there was, I know there was, they're both brothers kicked. The Grammaticas. That kid might have a future. That was a boot. He's not a big dude either. South Florida should have had a touchdown there. That holding call was ridiculous. The first one was a hold. The second one wasn't. Remember Grammatica was celebrating. He broke his ankle, varsity. I remember that shit. Fucking doer. But I think there was 2 of them that kicked. Riri, yep. Big time. Oh, I guess the defensive tackle the Packers got rid of is a 3-time Pro Bowler. Still. Fucking Dallas. ESPN's top 10 college football teams: Texas, Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame, Oregon, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. That's who they think is going to make the playoffs this year. No Ohio State. It's kind of interesting. Oh, I can imagine. You're down in Texas, aren't you? I can imagine how it's like on the news tonight or around town where people are. I'm sure there's a lot of Cowboys fans, not just in Dallas. I'm sure it's not good. They just got rid of Luka Doncic. Now they get rid of Parsons. I know it's two different sports, but Dallas fans are hurting.
Final college football game is going to be absolutely remarkable, to a legend in the face of our sport. We've woken up with you on Saturdays for decades, and it's going to be a special moment, Luge.
Absolutely it is. It's going to be an electrifying atmosphere.
Lee Corso's retiring Saturday, too, from ESPN Game Day. It'll be his last show. Boise State up 7-3. Return brought out to about the 16. Good coverage by South Florida. This game should be tied up. That was a terrible call by the ref.
A guy of the magnitude of Ashton Genty, you're not going to do it with one player, and it's probably not going to look the same. But with Sire Gaines, we talked about him being the Thunder, the Fresno State transfer Malik Sherrod being the Lightning, and really they started to get going that last scoring drive for Boise State. Let's see if they can continue the tempo on the ground.
Maybe a bit of a surprise. Madsen, 12 pass attempts already early on, but they're going to stick to the ground. It's what they do, but South Florida's much improved defensive front was there. That's Schuler, the running back. And what they said to us in their meetings, when they bring in some of these bodies they did, like Devin Lee out of Vanderbilt, Josh Salazar out of Texas A&M, it's going to free up those talented linebackers to make plays like that.
Well, you just mentioned Devin Lee. He is the one who was able to hold up the center at the point of attack to allow Schuler to shoot the gap there and make the tackle.
Second and 12. Boise.
Shotgun from Madsen. Over the top.
Nice throw. Should have been caught.
That was intended for Marshall, who had the touchdown
Put your
for
hands
Boise.
up.
And now a 3rd and 12. Good job on coverage there from Jonas Duclona. He came in from Wisconsin. They said he's been pushing Rucker for that job at corner. We're seeing a lot of these transfer players coming up big early.
We are. We're also seeing way too many 3rd and longs for both teams, but particularly for Boise State, who's not accustomed to playing in this role.
And 12, shotgun. 3 wide receivers left. Tight end right. Single back.
To the sideline, and a good throw from Maddox
Complete.
Madsen.
First down.
What a dart to Latrell Caples, and that's going to be a first down after a gain of 15.
What a terrific rhythm throw. Watch Maddox Madsen get back, plant, ball out, and sticks it right on him. He throws that to the outside. Banks intercepts that football. That ball was thrown to the only spot it could be thrown to be caught. And what a reception to get Boise State offense out of the hole.
Yeah, Kawan Banks was just lurking. And Madsen put it on his guy for a gain of 15 and a huge first down. That's Gaines.
Nothing.
Can't get much going in the early on. A great job by the Bulls.
Oh, he almost got
Rush
tripped.
defense tonight. Denard Flowers, transfer from Murray State. He was going to have to be huge tonight because Michael Williams II, he's not playing for the Bulls.
Listen, I'm really impressed with this South Florida defensive front holding up at the point of attack. Boise State's used to pushing people around. That's not happening so far here in the first half.
Just 92 total yards for the Broncos, 26 on the ground. Gaines still in the backfield. Madsen looking left, goes left, off the hands of Duclona. He's been big on this series. That was intended for Marshall.
That's twice tonight that I've seen Chris Marshall struggle to get out of his break. The out-cutting routes with burst and urgency. You got to snap your head around and get out of that break because you got a rhythm and time timing throw, and now you're sitting in 3rd and 10 once again.
This now the 4th third down of 9 or more yards to your point. Just converted on 12.
Yeah, it's hitting me too.
Madsen out of the pocket, dumps it down to Gaines.
Nice
he tried
D.
to truck over some Bulls defenders, and they weren't having it. Jalen Schuler and Kawan Banks. And another punt. Stop.
South Florida, big stop. Trail by 4, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. To number 25, Boise State. And South Florida looked good on the last drive. If that referee doesn't make such a shitty call, this game's tied up. Looks like a decent kick. Fair catch. Caught at the 20. South Florida bringing out the offense again.
But combined 10 points, it's fine. We're having fun.
TV timeout. Varsity, how much do you think the Cowboys lose to the Eagles by? First game of the year in Philly without Micah Parsons. While Philly puts up their fucking championship banner. Think they lose by more than 4 touchdowns? I wouldn't want to be on that fucking Dallas team that night. Especially after losing that guy. I know his teammates loved him in Dallas. Yeah, I think it's going to be ugly, bro. I feel bad for Dallas fans at this point. I really do. Like, that Jimmy Jones makes plenty of money. They've had a ton of good players go through there. Fucking spend some money, Jerry. Jerry Jones is never going to change, unfortunately. Jerry Jones just ain't never going to change. Nebraska-Cincinnati could be a decent game. I'd like to see an upset tonight. Miami, Ohio knock off Wisconsin, or Missouri get beat by like Central Arkansas. I love shit like that. Buffalo knock off Minnesota. I'd love to see South Florida knock off these motherfuckers right now. That'd be cool. See Boise State go down right away. I root for all the underdogs if I don't have a team that I like playing.
Flat-footed safety right there on the 30-yard line. It hits Chaz Nimrod on the post. It finally gets him out of a hole and in positive field position. And then, again, more of this needs to happen. They're going to isolate the defender, put him in a conflict of assignment, speed option to the boundary, and Byron Brown gets rolling. And then this was really the save of the last drive. He takes what the defense gives him, dumps it off to the backfield, and then puts him in position.
Thanks, Varsity. I appreciate it. I've been working really hard at it. I've really been working at it. It's not easy, but it's doable. I'm starting to get there. Thank you so much for being supportive, dude. You can do it too. I'm not nobody special. I just go put the work in and eat right. Even today, I couldn't do my whole regular workout because I had a lot of shit to do. I went and walked 2 miles quick. It's better than nothing. I wasn't even going to go.
He'll find it. Hello, Martine. The kicking Gramaticas are alive and well here in Tampa. Quick end around to the speedy freshman Neptune. That's Marco Notriani on the tackle. There's no gain.
Marco Notriani chasing it down. Talk about an effort-based play.
And I'll tell you, give a lot of credit to this Broncos rush defense. They've not allowed positive yardage on the night for South Florida. That was Jake Ripp bringing down kind of a muddled play there from Byron Brown and Cartavius Norton.
I look at they botched the snap a little bit in the exchange.
We start to see it a little bit more every week or two. I couldn't even fit in this t-shirt a month ago.
So another 3rd and long, kind of the story of the first half for both of these teams. Brown had time, and then the pocket just collapsed around him.
Awful possession.
That was Braxton Feely, and that's also going to be a flag.
Good. Should be. Late hit.
You rarely see Boise State commit self-inflicted wounds.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 4, defense, 15-yard penalty for the dead ball spot, and automatic. Person.
You know,
Big penalty.
you're 100% correct. That's uncharacteristic to Boise State's nature as we take another look. And he just throws him down late. I like this call. South Florida bailed out right there.
Because he had time to throw.
He had time to throw it. He's got to get the ball out of his hand. And they caught Boise State late to line up on defense. So you should have had an extra beat there to get through your progression, get the ball out of your hand.
So question is, what do they do with the penalty that extended this drive? 15 yards, personal foul.
Especially doing it.
Little bit of out of sync tonight as South Florida as Byron's going to run.
Ooh, big hit by the quarterback.
When I said that he's big, he just went
Wow.
low on Banks and won that one for a gain of 10.
Davin Banks tries to come up and set the edge right there. Not going to happen against a 230-pounder.
Wow.
Byron Brown. No, he reminds me of the physical build of Dante Culpepper when he was
Nice
at
throw.
UCF.
Oh, what a shot over the middle to Singleton. He's their big play receiver from a year ago.
Down to
Ty
23.
Benefield brings him down. And so, Luke's, here you have it. Big penalty.
Here comes South
The
Florida.
drive. Byron Brown got payback on Devin Banks, who threw him down for the personal foul. And
Awesome,
now you got
huh?
Singleton for 37.
And you got Byron Brown getting the ball out of his hand quickly.
Does so again. Quick shot to the outside. That's Josh Porter.
South Florida, I told everyone going into this game, if they hang around, watch out. They got some Florida boys on that team that get overlooked. Byron Brown, 8 for 12. He should have a rushing touchdown, too, if it wasn't for that shitty call. 2nd and 6, 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the second.
Florida, the penalty did it, and that's going to be movement on the ball.
Full start on South Florida. God damn it, they can't get out of their own way. But yeah, I'm getting there, little by little. Little by little. I'm really looking forward to start lifting some weight soon. Excuse me, I'm sick of doing push-ups all the time. It gets boring.
On 2nd and long.
You also don't often see someone named Bol Bol twice. I didn't have that one on my name card.
Going deep? No, down the middle.
Oh,
fumble.
Ball comes out.
South Florida recovered somehow.
Benefield forced the fumble, and I think Jeremiah Koger was able to fall back on, and he did. The true freshman
Oh, you're the
from
best, Varsity.
Baltimore.
Thank you, dude.
But
My birthday's next week, too. Thank you.
And maintain possession of the football because it looks like he's bobbling a little bit there. As he's trying to secure the football, he takes a couple of steps.
So Marion McCoy is down for Boise State. And we'll check in with our rules official, Jerry McGinn, on the other side of this to see if the play was completed. Again, right now, it's a Koger fumble recovery.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street.
So they're going to review this play. It looked like a completion to me. But by this time next year, I should be in really good shape. I'm excited. I just got to keep going. I hope other people are getting active too. I think we've got some people on board. I get emails and shit. I get messages. I'm sure some people are sick of hearing it, but I like to do it myself. I like to make the videos to keep me accountable. If I inspire someone to do it themselves, that's even better. You tell the internet you're going to lose 100 pounds, you better fucking do it. That's how I look at it. Whether you have 2 subscribers or 2 million. I wish more people would listen to me, Varsity. That's my only thing. I think a lot of people don't listen to me because I'm fat. But I'm doing it, and I know how to do it. And I've done it before. Like, I've gotten in good shape so many times because I had so many surgeries in my life. I just wish I could reach more people. Not because of money either. I just wish I could get more people fucking inspired and have fun. You know what I mean? You don't got to be a fucking angel. I'm far from it. I've never been. You know what I mean? I like having a drink. I like smoking a little bit. I like eat some fucking mushrooms. I've done drugs. I'm not perfect. But it doesn't mean I gotta fucking... Because someone broke up with me, my dad died and my health got really bad. Just before all that shit happened because I wasn't taking care of myself. Doesn't mean I can't turn it around. And it doesn't mean other people can't turn their shit around. Whatever it is. I think it all starts with health. Oh, that was a catch. That was definitely a catch.
Work again for South Florida. It'd have been favorable for them had the fumble been recovered by Boise State, but he was able to fall on it. Was Koger, the true freshman. Now it's just a 3rd and 10.
They called it incomplete. Wow, these refs got it out for South Florida. They want Boise State to be undefeated this year.
I'm out.
First, charge another half. Boise State, 30 seconds.
Suspension. Dennis. Never talked about him much as we've gotten into this broadcast, but 2nd-year guy bleeds Boise State.
Yeah,
leads them to the
post
playoff
every day.
in his first season. What an enjoyable coach to be around and just talk to.
There are very few coaches as appreciative of the opportunity as that man is right there. He bleeds this program. He loves these kids. For him, it's all about player development. It's about impacting lives. And listen, the culture is what it is. That's an overly used word and cliche, but there has been no college football program the last 25 years that has maintained the consistency and the success rate more so than Boise State, and they do not deviate from that plan.
They're a top 25 team
seasons with
every
at
year.
least 10 wins going back to 96. That's tied with Oklahoma and Alabama. That's what success looks like. 3rd and 10.
Come on, kid. Fucking refs are shitting on you.
Just just under midway here.
Keep playing.
Second quarter, first half, it's been entertaining. Can Brown add some
Go,
yards?
Brown, go.
Stake
Boogie.
the pocket. He's
Go,
got space.
take it to the house. Yeah.
Touchdown, Bulls.
Good for him. That's what I'm talking about. Another horrible call goes against South Florida. Byron Brown scrambles out of the pocket up the middle for a touchdown. That's awesome, Mark. I appreciate it. That's what it's about. I think I've lost people watching me because I think it hits the nerve. I notice, like, I really think some people it hits a nerve with. It's probably hasn't. I thought it would help the channel. It's probably hurt it. But it's helped me. What a fucking run. Boise State's defense was nowhere to be found. This quarterback's a big kid. And he can move.
Ends up clipping. Number 5 right there for Boise State coming inside on the rush and creates an open lane. That front door opens in the middle of that defense, and then it's all 230 pounds of Byron Brown lowering the shoulder on Ty Benefield and go back to that penalty.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it. This was just a 3 and out.
Yep.
And they go down the field and they take advantage of it. But how about
South Florida?
I mean, he's looking for contact.
10-7. South Florida's had a touchdown call back as well. South Florida should be up 14-7 right now. They just had a horrible call on this drive. And the fucking quarterback said, fuck that. I'm running one in. 20-yard touchdown run. 23. Way to go, Brown. I love the underdogs. Go underdogs. Boise State ain't going to go away. South Florida's going to have to want this fucking game bad. Number 25, Boise State down by 3. 6:34 to go in the second. South Florida leads 10-7. Micah Parsons going to the fucking Packers. Ball's kicked out of bounds. South Florida's feeling themselves right now.
State has celebrated every field goal.
Me too. VA, that's funny you say that. Me too. I think about him knocking that fucking dude out with the bandana on. That supposedly called him the N-word or whatever. That was the best. LeGarrette Blount doesn't get the credit he deserves. He was a stud. He was like Derrick Henry before Derrick Henry.
It's Sire Gaines in the backfield, and that'll be a penalty on the Bulls to start this drive. Devin Lee out of Vanderbilt.
South Florida going to get hit with a fucking penalty.
Offside, number 99, defense with.
South Florida, if they haven't had so many penalties and calls go against them, they might be up by 2 touchdowns.
Entertainment, sure, but we haven't talked about Todd Orlando and his unit enough tonight and what they've been able to do in this first half.
And what a turnaround. I know it's week 1. I know it's the opener, but this is a team that's playing completely the opposite of how they played a year ago.
So now 1st and 5 that give to Sire Gaines.
Oh,
Had
boy.
one man to beat. He did
Oh,
that.
boy.
Here's a look at what he can do. As he gets to the outside, makes a man miss. Ward brings him down and a gain of 14. It was Rucker who missed the tackle.
That's twice we've now seen a really nice display of contact balance. He's got super quick feet for how big he is. Tough to get him knocked off of his feet, and then he's always falling forward.
Boy, he looks the Boise State running back.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tough. Runs hard.
Why not give it to him again? See if he can get some momentum. He does at a crease.
Another first down.
And so you get a gain of 14, then a gain of 9. Jarvis Lee Jr. brings him down.
Line up and do it again. Now you got the Fresno State transfer Malik Sherrod coming in. He's going to add a little bit more of a scat back type dimension, a little more explosive through the hole.
I mean, it's cliche, thunder and lightning, and we can't come up with anything better, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
We've got to come up with something.
Another first down.
Sherrod up the middle. And gain of 5. Matt Harris tripped him up. We've seen a little bit of everything in this first half, but what we've seen is each team stay true to who they are, at least offensively.
And this is where Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator for South Florida, gets worried. This is where the play-action pass comes and a potential shot over the top. They got to keep the ball in front of them.
And there's that play fake. Does he take the shot over the middle? He
Got him.
does. What a grab. First time we've called Matt Lauder's name tonight. Matt's had put it right on Big 85.
Yeah, he
and
won
another
rings
first
with New
down,
England.
gain of 19.
Well, Maddox Madsen needs to buy.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. 99. Defense for a late hit on the
Another
quarterback.
fucking penalty on Florida.
The penalty force half an inch to the goal from the dead ball shot and automatic. First down.
All right, so that's the second penalty on Devin Lee in this drive. As they get him for roughing the passer. So you're going to tack on yardage.
See the play-action pass right here, and it's an unnecessary
Come
shot.
on.
And that's why you draw the flag. But if you're Maddox Madsen, you're gonna thank Matt Lauder, buy him an ice cream cone later tonight, because he made a play on a football that was thrown in traffic. That's why he's one of the best tight ends in America.
First and 10, Boise
So
State.
now first and 10, ball at the 11 and a half. We've seen each team commit those penalties that just
Run.
give the other team
Good
momentum.
D.
As Sherrod brought down the backfield.
Big hit.
There was DeClona, who's had a good night tonight. Good first half, the transfer out of Wisconsin.
Nice play by the DB.
And the edge right there where that tackle was made is where South Florida has missed tackles tonight. They've had people in position with their run fits. They've just missed the tackle.
Micah Parsons says, I never wanted this chapter to end. About leaving Dallas. That sucks. Should have paid the motherfucker.
For 75. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Full start on Boise State now. A lot of penalties. Mostly on South Florida. South Florida is killing themselves. And the refs, a couple of them were terrible.
For Boise State.
10-7 South Florida, 3:35 to go in the first half. Second and 14 for Boise State
So now second and 14.
from their own, from the South Florida 16. Shotgun, 3 left.
Gains. Space.
Oh, fumble! South Florida's going to take it to the house. Wow.
Turnover for this Bulls defense. That is the talented Ira Singleton. Right place, right time. And South Florida with the ball and 3 timeouts
Told you,
left.
South
And
Florida
it's Jonas DeClona one more time.
was going to give them trouble.
Right on the football. Stepping up.
Beautiful hit. Pop.
DeClona. Pop. Ball comes right
The
out.
corner again.
And that's what happens when you've got your color jerseys running to the football. That ball goes on the ground. And Singleton, I mentioned earlier,
play.
the true
South Florida
sophomore,
upset alert.
6'5", 240 pounds, turning and running to the football. That looked like it was going to be a potential
He's looking at the camera, too. Good for
first
him.
down, and instead a change of possession.
You look at that
Let's
number
go,
there,
South
11
Florida.
and 1 when creating multiple takeaways. That's 2 here in the first half. That one huge because Boise State looks poised to get points. So here comes Brown. Designed run. Already saw him score a touchdown. Minimal gain there.
They're going to try and get in the field goal range for Grammatica. Yeah, that's true, Mark. That is a good point. Something to consider for sure.
defense, aggressive under Todd Orlando. And speaking of aggressive, Jaden Virgin Morgan, again, hadn't called the preseason All-American's name much, but he's been active on the last two.
Run up the middle for no gain. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. South Florida are up 10-7 on number 25 Boise State, 3rd and 6. South Florida in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Running back in motion. And they're going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. They will.
Touchdown.
Yeah, it was a good time. 2-minute timeout as you're watching Kickoff Week presented by Modelo. The 2-minute time.
Yeah, you would have took. That's a good point. Jerry wasn't trying to pay him. The number must have been so fucking low that he was like, no. He's worth what he got. These owners don't like it, but it's just the fucking, if you look at everyone else that's a pass rusher that's making money, and you look at his stats, he deserves what he's fucking owed. Just the reality of it. People that own businesses don't like that because that's not how you make money. They want to pay the people the least possible amount. That's why I don't think I could be a good business owner. I just don't have it in me to do it. I can't shit on people like that. I've talked about it a million times. I can't just treat people like fucking dog shit like people that are in positions like that are okay with. Yeah, here's your $7.25 an hour. And I know we're not talking like that, but still, people are worth what they're fucking worth. People are just worth what they're worth. I don't care what anyone says. But yeah, he's going to lose some fucking money from taxes. I kind of, another part of me thinks that it wasn't just all about the money. Excuse me. A small part of me thinks that as well when you bring that up. Imagine this, an upset right off the rip. We've already had an upset in the first game played this year. That game in Ireland. Kansas State was number 17 in the country. Iowa State was like 21 or 22. Iowa State beat them. And you might see number 25 go down here tonight. Boise. Struggling a little bit right now against South Florida. Yeah, I think it was, I get that, but I think he had enough of it. And I think he don't like the culture in Dallas. I think he had enough of it. Certain parts of it. Like, how could you, like, they didn't want to sign Dak. They finally did. They didn't want to sign fucking CeeDee Lamb. They finally did. Now they're doing it to Micah. And, like, the team's gotten worse as he's been there. They're not building anything. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, I'm sure. Where he's like, fuck this. Like, we're not even playoff contenders anymore. And they don't want to pay me either. He's probably like, fuck this. Like, it became more principles. 3rd and 10, dropped. Oh, man, that should have been caught. Still wouldn't have been enough for the first down. Throw might have been a little bit outside. South Florida's going to have to punt 4th and 10. Minute 57 to go in the second quarter. Boise State Number 25 in the country trails South Florida 10-7. In comes the punt squad.
Look, they got 2 first-round picks
in back-to-back years.
And are you paying $200 million? Look, I don't know. I don't know.
Decent punt. Fair catch.
So fair catch there at the 23-yard line as we take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Verbo and Micah Parsons, Penn State Nittany Lions, who I believe, at least going into week 1, them and Clemson, I believe, are the most talented teams in the country based on what they have coming back.
Yeah,
they don't have quarterback questions.
Right.
They've got veterans.
Listen, Matt, I think the thing that's interesting to note with this year, I think it maybe
Top 10 football teams in the country to start: Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, and Miami. And 4 of those teams play each other this weekend. Or excuse me, not 4, 6. Nice tackle by South Florida. They got some players on this defense that I like a lot. They play downhill. They're tough.
Drive when the team was coming over, obviously there was some frustration. He gathered the offense together before they sat down, encouraged them to keep their heads up that they're going to get this thing right before letting them get back over the bench. He also went over to his offensive line and told him to.
I agree, Mark. And then look at what happened with Dak. He's never fucking healthy. Boise State shotgun, 4 wide, single back, complete. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. Was that 3rd down? I believe so. 3rd and a long 1. No, they gave him a first. Wow. That was a very kind spot. Hurry up offense. In trouble. Throws out of bounds. Good job by South Florida with a minute left in the first half.
For further review.
Okay, I'm glad the spot looked generous from up here, and the whistle seemed early.
Sounds like the play isn't going to count. They're going to review the spot on the play before. I thought that spot was off. It looked way off. Boise State has gotten just about every call in this game. Yeah, that should have never been a first down. I don't know who the fuck was smoking crack on that one. Should have been 3rd and 1. 3rd and short. But the Cowboys are never going to fucking change until Jerry Jones is out of there. And even then, they might not. Depending on which family member or if it gets sold, what happens. Some of these businesses, they don't give a fuck if they make billions of dollars a year profit. They still don't want to fucking. They still don't want to pay you. It's insane. If I had that kind of money, I'd be like, here you go. Go for it. We've done this long enough to know we're turning a profit. We're not hurting. Especially Micah Parsons. It's not like he's a piece of dog shit. Everyone has said nothing but good things about the guy that I've heard.
Done appropriately. Again, Broncos 2 timeouts.
Wow, they said it was $120 million guaranteed. They just dropped a new report. He got $136 million guaranteed. No matter what. Unless there's little shit in the contract that says that it's not. Micah Parsons just made $136 million bare minimum. Your family never has to work again. You got to really fuck up bad to like. That is so fucking life-changing. And these owners got fucking 100 times that. So fuck the owners. At least when it's a guy that deserves it. Fuck the owners.
Top of this. But the call itself is a no-brainer. He's short of the line.
So the decision now, there's going to be a 10-second runoff. So the decision now for Spencer Daniels to use one of your 2 timeouts. I
don't think so. I think you save them.
I mean, at this this point you've had about.
Well, right now you're having a timeout.
You're being that's being generous.
Yeah.
You're being blessed with a stoppage.
They've rewritten the playbook over there.
After review, the runner was down short of the goal line at the 32.5 yard line with the game clock at 1:15. By rule, this situation qualifies for a 10-second runoff. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:05, please. 1:05.
Okay. So it's been sorted out. 1:05. They're going to start on the ready. And it's going to be a third down. 3rd and 1.
Come on, South Florida. Come on, South Florida. You need to stop. They're going to go play action or run. Quarterback.
And he's going to sneak it right up there.
Ball's out.
Where is Byron Brown, 6'3", 230?
Dead ball.
Madsen's 5'10", 207.
But when you think about it, what is your expectation on defense? They're going to turn around and hand it off,
That's right? Yep. Just snuck his way under there for the first down. Now under a minute and ticking. 2 timeouts remaining. Madsen time. Force on the
big hit.
Immediate hit.
What a catch.
Play on Sherrod by Matt Harris. The linebackers of this unit lead them. Harris and
South Florida plays downhill on defense, boy. Big time. South Florida's defense is not afraid of fucking Boise State right now. They're starting to dominate them physically. Boise State going to use a timeout. Down by 3. And everything as far as calls is pretty much going Boise State's way. Boise State should be down by a touchdown, not by a field goal. Boise State's gotten some help. Here we go. 44 seconds to go in the half. 10-7 South Florida over number 25 Boise State. Back to pass. Throw. Caught. Complete. Down to the 41.
Senior, he came down with it, the gain of 24.
Fantastic throw down the seam just before James Chenault, number 9, could get in front of it.
Now they're in business. Still the 1 timeout. Madsen off his pocket.
Drop.
Juggled. Intended for Lauder. They're going to rule it incomplete. He bobbled it, didn't have possession of it.
How kind of them. Actually make a good call.
So now you're seeing a veteran quarterback in this 2-minute offense, knows he has the timeouts.
And now you understand the moment, know where he's at on the...
2nd and 10, Maddox Madsden, 14 for 21. Out of the gun. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Single back. Scrambling. In trouble. Throws out of bounds. Incomplete. 25 seconds to go in the half. 3rd and 10 for Boise State. From South Florida's 41, I believe.
Done a really good job of affecting the quarterback and then keeping the ball in front of him, not letting any target hit downfield for Maddox Madsen to find. And now you got a big 3rd.
This is a big play for South Florida. If they can hold them to a field goal attempt, this would be huge. And I don't even think they can kick from here. And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start. False start on Boise State. Big penalty on 3rd and long.
That's twice, Matt. Twice on Matoyer.
I'm telling you, each of these coaches will go back in the locker room and have guys get self-inflicted wounds.
Absolutely. They're beside themselves. And you warn your team about it. You talk about it. You preach it. You practice it. And it's your biggest worry, particularly in week 1.
And now it's 3rd and 15 at a field goal range. Madsen checks down to try to get something back.
Good job.
And it was a minimal gain at best by Sherrod.
Good job by South Florida.
Chases him out of bounds and a gain of 5.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from the Vikings with him. I haven't seen JJ play much. It's going to be one of those things we got to see what happens. And I love Addison. I think Addison's super underrated. I think it's also because of Justin Jefferson. But he's had some struggles with health even last year. I love him as a receiver, but if he's not healthy, it fucks with them. And then you got to hope Thielen must know the system, I'm sure, or some of it. He had big years. He's back up there. They love him up there. He's a fucking professional. He's older. I'm sure he'll fit right in. Boise State's going to attempt a long-ass field goal. 4th and 15, 20 seconds to go in the first half, down by 3. Oh, no, he's punting. I'm a fucking idiot. He looked like he was lining up to kick a field goal. Ooh, barely got it off. And it's going to go into the back of the end zone. South Florida is going to have 13 seconds on the clock before halftime. I assume they're just going to take a knee, but you never know.
You've got a 10-7 lead against the 25th ranked team in the country.
They get the ball back anyway.
Clicking on all cylinders.
Right.
The ball. At this point, what's your vote? Is this bang a knee and go to the half, or are they going to run a play?
They may run a play, but understand they know they're getting the ball. We just mentioned coming out of the locker room. Do not do anything backed up that could jeopardize that. Don't want any negativity. Let's just make sure we get ourselves in the locker room, prepare for that next opening offensive drive.
That's right.
Refreshed, regrouped in the locker room.
And you've played a good first half.
This has been a good game. I knew it was going to be competitive for a while. South Florida's always decent.
This is where Mullen would snap at me for how dare I question a coach.
Run up the middle. Nothing. That'll bring it to the end of the half.
The see, Luke's, we nailed it.
There you go.
End of the first half. Number 25, Boise State. Down by 3. South Florida 10, Boise State 7. We had breaking news just before we started watching the college game. Michael Parsons traded to the Packers for 2 first-round picks, a defensive lineman that's a Pro Bowler. Michael Parsons going to the Packers. Let's see what other games we can watch right now. It's 7:16 on the East Coast. Oh, well, this game's at halftime. What can we watch? We got Jacksonville State versus UCF. Missouri comes on against Central Arkansas at 7:30. I hope one of these no-name teams beats the shit out of one of these other teams. Rutgers is playing. Bowling Green, no. Akron versus Wyoming, no. NC Wolfpack at East Carolina, that could be a good game. East Carolina is usually tough. And they're playing the Wolfpack. They're usually halfway decent. We'll check out that one a little bit. Well, Boise State's at the half.
Just a real foolish penalty. You know, those are those bad decisions. They're not talent issues, and they really can bite you. But we wish nothing but the best for him and hope he's going to be healthy.
Yep. Bailey in the gun, 3 to the field. Comes back, shoots it inside. Here's Smothers. Trying to make a guy miss outside the 10.
East Carolina is usually competitive with higher-ranked teams. They're a small school, but they produce NFL players. First quarter, no score, NC State, East Carolina. 8:50 to go. 4th down for NC State. They're going to attempt a field goal. Mark, I'll talk about the NFL as soon as this kick goes up. Kicking off the right hash mark. Sneaks it through. NC State up 3-0. Really? That's cool. I know he was all right for the Panthers. And I think he was coming back from an injury too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why the Vikings ever got rid of him. I don't know if they traded him or released him or what. But he was a stud there for years. Him and Diggs. Him and Diggs fucking played very well together. I think they were on the same team when they beat New Orleans that year with that miracle catch by Diggs down the sideline. That shit was crazy. I remember watching it. I didn't watch much of the game either. I watched like the end of the fourth quarter and that shit, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane. The Vikings are always like and I'm not like a huge Vikings fan, but I kind of pull for them because I like the way they play. I like a lot of their players. I don't think they get the credit they deserve. Like Chris Carter. People overlook Chris Carter all the time from back in the day. Even Randy Moss. Like fucking the Vikings should have won so many. Like how the Vikings haven't made a Super Bowl in so long is incredible to me. They're kind of like the Steelers. Like every year they got a team that usually makes the playoffs. I can't remember the Vikings being really fucking bad in a long time. I can remember the Patriots being really bad. It's been more recently. And it's like, it's the same thing. Certain teams every year, they fucking find a way. Yeah, Kirk Cousins totally boned them. Kirk Cousins has boned everyone. He looks like he's finally going to be that guy, or he steps up a level, and then he fucking shits the bed. And then he does it, then he shits the bed. That catch was sick. Sick. It was such a horrible play by the fucking defensive player. Just don't let him get behind you. It's your one fucking job. Let's check out East Carolina, NC State for a bit. We'll go back to Boise State after the half. It's going to go out of bounds. There's going to be some pros playing in this game. That's why I want to watch. Both of these teams bring a couple guys to the league every year.
He told me
I'd love to see fucking East Carolina knock them off.
the defense pre-snap, Steve, which has to be critical coming into a new season as a starter.
No question, Dana. I mean, that's what it's all about, getting a pre-snap read so you can make a quicker decision when it's live bullets. So that's a sign of maturity right there and a good job of being coached by his quarterback coach and the coordinators.
John David Baker, offensive coordinator of the Pirates a year ago, fourth in the American, 24th nationally, better than 436 yards.
Good
Down
game.
on the perimeter, and they try to get it in space to Penaway, and the pack is right there.
NC State's defense all over that little screen. Eastern Carolina is going to run the hurry up.
That's gang tackling at its best right there.
Three-man front for NC State's new defensive coordinator, DJ Elliott.
Another
Hauser on the
screen.
move. Dumps it in the flat. And that's DeCirio Riles, the tight end, making the
I know,
play.
Mark.
He got
Crazy.
out of bounds right around the 26 or 27-yard line.
Well, DJ Elliott said he was going to bring simulated pressure. We can talk about it later. They brought one on that down and created four-man rush.
Here's third down. ECU 45% of season to go on third down.
Oh, he
Hauser
dropped
from
it.
the pocket. Underneath, Montgomery dropped it.
Oh, man. East Carolina should have had a first down there. Yeah, that's all he had to do, man. You know who drives me crazy for the New Orleans Saints that I don't know whatever happened to him? Michael Thomas, the wide receiver. I know he had, like, I think he got injured, but, like, he just fucking fell off the fucking planet. Like, I haven't heard anything about him, seen anything about him. He was a fucking pretty much the best wide receiver in the NFL, and then you never saw him again. Like, what the fuck happened to Michael Thomas? He was on pace to be like one of the greats. Had a couple monster years in a row. And then you just, like, what? Where the fuck did he, like, you never heard anything. I never did. I should look into it. See what NC State can do on their second drive up 3-0 against East Carolina. They're going to come out in the shotgun.
And Smothers with Bailey in the backfield.
Run. Nice tackle.
And here goes Hollywood Smothers trying to step away. Great run pursuit there. And that's Damian Wilson. Day-Day, a play behind the line.
So they jumped into Bear defense, East Carolina, and was, Bear is to stop the run, where you cover the center, you cover both guards, and you cap both edges. It's a run-stopping defense, and they created a negative yardage play there. Nice tackle.
Wilson had just 28 tackles a season ago. 10 of them came in the last 2 ball games for the Pirates. Here's Bailey, sidearm throw. What a catch, Joe Lee, turned in the corner to the 30-yard line. What a grab by the 6'3", 263-pound tight end here.
Nasty one-handed grab.
Quarterback, and obviously Joe Lee here with a tremendous reception. But watch him on the sideline. One-hand catch, which is unbelievable. Then watch him put his foot in the ground and get vertical. That's a sign of a heck of a player.
Second down, or third down rather, and about a half dozen here after the second down catch by Joe Lee. Pirates bringing pressure. Bailey to his right. Bowman shoots it back across the field. It's caught. First down at the 40-yard line. Noah Rogers holds on for the conversion.
Yeah, you hate to see him throw across his body like that.
These guys are playing hard.
When that's what good players do. They can
Rivals.
see the whole field. He was real shifty when getting out of the pocket, kept his eyes down the field. Well done by C.J. Bailey.
NC State, 1st and 10 from their own 40. RPO up the middle, ran, stuffed. Eastern Carolina came in with 6 guys at once and just smashed the running back. These boys are hitting. That's why I like watching some of these schools that they're very good, but they play in small conferences and shit. East Carolina is a decent football team every year. 2nd and 12, run up the middle, stuffed by Big Bubba and crew. East Carolina's got some big boys up front. They're competitive every single year. Third and 13 for NC State. Four wide receivers. Out of the gun. Throw complete over the middle. Big hit. Nice job by the cornerback or nickelback. Number 3 for Eastern Carolina. Big hit. Bring up 4th down. On comes the punt squad. His pinky toe cost him his career, really. That sucks. I would have fucking cut that thing off for all the money he was going to make.
43.6 average a year ago. Net of under
Fuck
40.
that thing. We don't need it.
Kyler Pearson at Oklahoma State a year ago. 7.5 yards on just 7 returns. He'll signal for and make the fair catch. 41-yard punt. Pirates will...
East Carolina hanging around early. You're going to see a couple upsets tonight, I have a feeling. I really hope Boise State gets knocked off. Boise State fucked me over a few times when I was younger. When I took them to win, they fucked me a lot. So now I say fuck Boise State. Yeah, I think we're going to check out Colorado tomorrow. They're on at 8 o'clock against Georgia Tech. See what Dion's team looks like. Without the Sanders boys on it and everyone else that left. No more Travis Hunter. No more Jimmy Horn. And the other wide receiver they had, I can't remember his name. I apologize. I heard he's having a hell of a camp. Not Jimmy Horn, the other kid that played for him. Said the NFL thinks he's legit. I can't think of his name. He had a hell of a year last year. Really had a breakout year. I think it might have been Waddle. I could be wrong. Well, was it Waddle or Weaver or it might have been Will Shepard. That's who I think I'm thinking of. Might have been Will Shepard. It's going to be interesting what Dion's like as a coach without his coaching his kids. I'm interested to see what it's like. Now that he doesn't have Travis around and both of his sons, I'm really interested to see what happens to him. And how the team treats him and whatnot. Let's see if Eastern Carolina can get something going here. 1st and 10.
Ettinger starts for Kennesaw State, and a Jake Dickert era begins for Wake Forest.
Shotgun. RPO up the middle, kept by the quarterback. Gain of about 3. Everyone's running them options. Everyone. Especially in college. Another option, handoff up the middle. Flag on the play, maybe a gain of a half a yard for East Carolina.
Has made quite a name for himself, and a penalty on NC State. Holding. Offense number 75.
No, against East Carolina.
Second down. So this is Kyle Long.
Oh, he's got him right around the neck. That's a WWF takedown right there. That's not real hard to see. That play wasn't going anywhere, though. That was defended. They tried to run it, once again, a counter gap scheme, but NC State
Missouri
penetrated.
stop in a minute. We'll check them out.
Second down, almost 20.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep coming to the near side.
Nowhere.
They tried to get it in his hands a couple times. He's going to slip.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 20 for East Carolina. Another flag on the play. NC State up 3-0 early in the game. Not even out of the first quarter. Let's check out Missouri versus Central Arkansas. I think the best game of the night is the one we were watching that's at halftime right now. Boise State and South Florida. And then at 9 o'clock, I believe, we got Nebraska versus Cincinnati. That could be competitive. Boise State, the only ranked team playing tonight. Unfortunately. Like Central Arkansas, don't be fucking surprised if they show up either. A lot of these teams that play these big schools can play. On the right day, they can knock them off.
On the toss, and the Bears want the football. Craig the leg gets it started.
Missouri's going to kick off. It's going to be a touchback.
Yard line. That means it's the first career start for Luther Richardson. He was an Elite 11 quarterback out of Nashville, Lipscomb Academy, where his family moved so he could learn from Trent Dilfer.
A physical quarterback. Expecting a lot of quarterback run in this game. They themselves had a little bit of a quarterback duel during camp. Austin Myers unfortunately banged up this week, unable to participate. So Luther's going to get the first snaps here in the ball game against this Missouri defense, which is loaded all three levels.
You see the resume, but he has yet to take a snap at the D1 level. Only snaps coming in JUCO ball 2 years ago. Starting on the ground to
Nice
land
run.
Chambers, and a sizable pickup, give him 6 on first down. Zion Young with the stop.
I'm talking to the coaching staff. They want to get that dirty 4 on first and second down. Got to get the manageable situations.
Running a hurry up. Oh, there might have been offsides on Missouri. No flag. Nice play fake. I thought Missouri jumped off sides.
He has been at Central Arkansas since enrollment.
If he didn't jump off sides, that was the best timed snap, snap count I've ever seen by a defensive end. Jumping the snap count perfectly. 3rd and 4 for Central Arkansas against Missouri. In the shotgun, 4 wide receivers balanced. Send the running back out to the right. Quarterback draw up the middle. First down and more. Out to about the 44-yard line. Nice run by the Central Arkansas quarterback in his first start. And there's going to be a flag.
Holding. Offense number 7. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
Holding on
That is on the sophomore from Bentonville, Arkansas, Ty Durham.
That's why you want to get these third and manual situations with a mobile quarterback. You just cannot hold. It's going to be on the right side of your screen. Hold. You see all the grabbing of the jersey. Unfortunate right there. Did not need to do that for the quarterback to get the first down.
The Georgia transfer, Damon Wilson, on the right side of the defensive line. On the other side, Zion Young.
3rd and 8.
Clean pocket. That's going to be short of the first down into the hands of Tyrell Pollard. And no hesitation here.
4th and 3.
The punt team comes out for Central Arkansas.
I saw some confidence right there from Luther Richardson at the quarterback spot. A nice throw right there, a nice run the previous one. Unfortunate for the holding, but talk about a situation you're expecting me to back up.
Check out Boise State again. They're coming back on. Trail 10-7. South Florida will have the ball to start the half. Or receive the kickoff anyway.
On a pirate ship, we need an eye patch, Harry.
Gotta have one sent down, guys.
Harry with the mustache, and we'll see what Boise State does in the second half. See if they can't fight their way back into this one. Close game, 10-7. Cartavius Norton in the backfield. Quick shot from Brown. We saw a lot of that in the first half, and that's Weston Wolf. Missed a good part of last year because of an injury, and that's a gain of 7 to start the third quarter.
Good first play for South Florida.
Empty backfield, designed run. Brown recognized it immediately, as did Boise State's defense.
Nice.
He was able to make something out of nothing there. Jake Ripp right there to gain a 2.
Jake Ripp ends up making the play, but Jaden Irvin Morgan ends up missing the play in the backfield. Would have been a loss of about 3 yards.
So now 3rd and short.
Nice. First down.
Right up the middle. It'll be a first down for the Bulls. That was no Triani. as we have an injured.
Someone down for Boise State, grabbing the ribs. South Florida putting up a good fight. I knew they weren't going to just let Boise State run them over. Good first drive for for South Florida. Who was the first $100 million man? VA.
Passing situations, and when you're South Florida and you want to go at the pace and the tempo that they want to play at, you have to get first downs early. That's what sets up who you are as an offense, and they didn't have that in the first half. Looks like they're off to a fine start here in the third quarter.
Again, total yards favors Boise State. There's good news for No Triana. He's able to get up and walk off. One of the leaders on this defense, one of the veterans returning on this defense, a fifth-year senior. The linebacker got his nose right up in there. And by the way, Cartavius Norton's not small. He's 5'11", 222. What did you call him in the pregame? A keg?
A keg. Yeah, he's a keg wearing a number.
I think these kids at South Florida had any kegs in the tailgate lot?
Might have been a few we spotted on our way in.
We're so back. First and 10. Play fake. Brown holds on to it.
Nice.
And Boise State gets
Back
to
to
him.
the
He
line
didn't
of
make that
scrimmage,
first read. He holds on to it, and he paid for it again. Loss of 1.
Fortunately, you get back close to the line of scrimmage, but here we go, backed up once again. And they're going to try and go fast. They got to get lined up top.
Second and 11.
At the 4th sack of the night for a unit that led the country in sacks a year
Right up
ago.
the middle.
Norton right up the gut. I just mentioned it, the 3rd and longs. And they've got 3rd and 9 now, Luke.
Come on, South Florida. Come on, South Florida. Shotgun, 30-10, 39. Flags.
They're going to be on the center, and Cole Best.
They want disconcerting signals, though, or sounds. You can see Byron pointing at the official.
Pretty hearty clap by Byron Brown.
Illegal snap on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Watch Cole Best, number 72. He's going to flinch upon that clap. Yeah. Ever so subtle.
I didn't see it.
All right, so now 3rd and 14.
Alex Golis, head coach at South Florida, going, guys, we're going backwards.
Really, the story of the first half is bled into the second half. So you see 4 receivers, top of your screen, bunch formation. As Weston Wolf motions to the other side, the quick screen over the middle.
Nothing.
That's Singleton trying to get some yards back. Not going to be enough, and Boise State's defense going to do their job as Banks brings him down after 8.
Fourth and 6, South Florida going to punt.
So 20 seconds left on the play clock. They're not in a hurry to rush the punter out there. Sherrod's going to situate around his 10-yard line. Chase Lee on to punt. Play clock at 5. They just get it off.
Decent kick.
Leon, or rather Sherrod, a fair catch at the 10.
Good kick. Boise State down by 3. South Florida once again. Penalties. Stalling a drive on them. See what Boise State can do with their first possession of the second half, down by 3.
Rod and Sire gains to not necessarily duplicate that, but get the same amount of production they would like out of the running.
Yeah, and they're going to grow into that. They're going to develop into that. They've got an older back in Sherrod.
Boise State's got 61 yards on the ground tonight. Think they miss Ashton Genty a little. They're going to try and run one up the middle. It's going to be stopped for at least a loss of 3. Good job. South Florida's playing downhill. The cloner again. It's the same 3 or 4 guys making the plays. Good job by the defensive line as well. Not letting any run blocking occur.
He's leveraged the ball back inside where all of his partners are wearing black jerseys. And now we have again Boise State, Matt, 2nd and long.
Shotgun.
Play clock at 1. Madsen
Oh,
gets
he's
it
in
off.
trouble.
Pressured. Sacked.
Almost a safety. South
Rico
Florida
Watson.
bringing it. Big sack.
The transfer from Florida State, Robert Morris, just made his announcement to Madsen.
Well, he gets a beat. First step quickness off the edge, and Matoyer's laid out of his stance and then gets his hips parallel with the sideline, and it was over before it began.
3rd and
This
17.
new look Todd Orlando defense has Boise State in.
3rd and 17. They're going to call timeout, or they're going to get a delay of game.
And that's a flag.
Yep. Third and 18 from the 1-yard line. For Boise State. Big down. Shotgun. No, directly on the
Madsen's gonna
center.
fake it. He's going to take a shot upfield, and that's
No
going to
one,
go right
way
to
out
the
of bounds.
sideline and out of bounds. Intended for Chris Marshall.
Good D.
James Chenault on the coverage. The 5th.
Watch out, South Florida might go for a punt block. I noticed Boise State's kicker likes to step to the side and get a little bit of a run and stop. You might step out of bounds or something stupid here. There's a lot that could happen. This is a bad spot for Boise State.
There is no space for error for the punter. He's just going to quick hit it.
Horrible kick.
One step and kick.
Lucky it got to where it did.
And all things considered, ball bounces out at the 49-yard line.
Super lucky.
Punt to 47. So Doyle gets the punt off. South Florida's
Should have been a
defense
kick
stepped
of
up.
20
We'll see
yards.
what their offense can
Got
do
a
when we
lucky ass
return.
bounce. South Florida still up. Might have an upset. Top 25 team going down. Missouri's already up 6-0. Couple minutes into their game. Missouri's usually always tough. Usually ranked. Playing the SEC, not an easy conference. But sometimes some of these teams that are playing against these big schools early in the season knock these big schools off. I'd love to see Boise State get knocked off. Oh, I would love it. I like watching South Florida play the times I've watched them recently. Defensively, they're generally tough. They got athletes down there. There's a lot of kids that don't have the best grades, or they're very good, but they're not a 5-star recruit or a 4-star recruit that played in all these tough states to play in that end up going to schools like that. Some of the best players all time went to schools nobody even really knows. Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. Like, Marshall wasn't this big fucking school. Marshall was known for the horrible plane crash. That was about it. Boise State on the ropes. South Florida going to have the ball at the Boise State 49-yard line.
Peacock.
What you doing, Zach? My T-Mobile home internet is so good. I wish I could tell the whole world.
Zach, go right ahead.
T-Mobile's got home internet. T-Mobile's got home internet. It's just $35 a month, guaranteed for 5 years. I'm switching. Whoa, that's two.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month, and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Take 136 teams who all want the same thing. Glory! Then throw in a bit of loathing, a few undomesticated animals, and one primal scream. Now buckle up for the wild world of college football.
We are all the way back because there's the Taco Bell Live Moss student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Moss Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy this year? That's a choice, by the way. That is a choice that you make in this weather to come out in body paint and chest hair. That's just a vibe.
Where's the beefy 5-layer burrito?
Oh, God, in this heat.
Give me a little gordita crunch.
Oklahoma State scored. They just started playing. They're usually a decent team every year. 9:53 to go, third quarter. Boise State trails 10-7. South Florida throws incomplete. Had his man wide open. What a shame.
Behind him.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of sloppy footwork back there. There's no urgency with his feet to get planted, get set, step into it, and throw a strike. Looks like he's aiming the football a little bit. You got to complete that ball if you're Byron Brown.
Again, 11 months to the day since his
Run up the
injury,
middle.
showing a bit of rust. There's Franklin trying to bounce off a couple of tacklers.
Nice effort.
Does a good job to really just get anything. And just like that, again, third and long.
Credit the defensive front seven for
Both teams struggling right now offensively. 3rd and 9, South Florida out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end to the left, offset. Like an H-back. Snap. Looking. Throws to the sideline. Good job by Boise State. Big hit. Gain of about 3. I think it'll make it about 4th and 5 for South Florida.
Land. I know they've got a Grammatica kicking for him, but even that seems a bit.
No, you got to punt this, and the reason why you punt it is you play field position because your defense playing lights out right now. They're on the line of scrimmage versus Boise State, who's used to being able to really just lean on people, create gaps, create big runs, 3rd and 2nd and short. That's not been the case tonight. Rely on this defense if you're Alex Golish.
I would too.
You just wonder who's going to break through at some point.
Oh, they faked it. It's open. Caught. Go. Touchdown, South Florida. Holy shit. What a punt fake. Big balls. Wow. Keyshawn Singleton. 45-yard touchdown on the punt fake. Wow.
They snuck in Lachlan Hewitt, the quarterback.
The quarterback was back there, the backup. And they thought it was the punter.
Unbelievable.
I was going to say, that punter got a fucking arm. Wow. South Florida up 16-7.
If your offense won't move the ball, what the hell? Fake a punt.
Big balls.
You heard Alex Golish in his pregame speech to his football team. He said, what makes us different tonight? That makes you different tonight.
I love shit like
Big play
that.
receiver at the end of last season. They said Keyshawn Singleton, he came on. He was a guy that needs to be out there and perform for us. 6'3", 215.
South Florida should be up 20-7. That was a fucking badass play. 17-7, South Florida all over Boise State.
Lachlan Hewlett, they told us before the game they're excited
What
about
a
his
throw.
future at quarterback. You just saw why. A fake punt to Singleton. And we are running with the Bulls in Tampa. They've got 25 on the ropes. 17-7 in the third.
Number 25, Boise State is in trouble. They better wake up real quick. Fake punt for 45-yard touchdown by South Florida, and they're up by 10. I told you guys I know how to pick games that are usually good to watch. Number 25, Boise State, up against the fucking ropes. I think they're overrated because of the division they play in personally. But every year they're in the top 25. About to get knocked off if they don't wake up. Missouri still up 6-0. Oklahoma State still up 7-0. Rutgers up 31-17 at halftime over Ohio. Not Ohio State, regular Ohio. North Carolina State all over Eastern Carolina. Wow. Boy, that happened quick. 17-0. Eastern Carolina was hanging in there. Not for long. Michael Vick's Norfolk State getting beat to shit 10-0. 13 minutes into the second. Duke's playing Elon. No score yet. Oklahoma State up 7-0. Minnesota Buffalo, Houston versus Stephen F. Austin. Nebraska versus Cincinnati. And Miami of Ohio versus Wisconsin. Coming up at 8 and 9 o'clock. Wow. Boise State up against the wall. And if it wasn't for a bad holding call, they'd be down by more. God damn, that mozzarella stick looks good. I would kill for a fucking mozzarella stick. Don't do it. What a play. Boise State didn't even see it coming. They still had good coverage and shit, but I don't think they knew the ball was on its way for a punt fake.
Casually trots, and nobody picks up on it. The defense and the punt return
wide open
unit doesn't even notice, and nobody on the Boise State sideline up top is jumping and hollering and screaming that the punter's not on the field.
Nice.
That was
job.
Lachlan Hewlett.
Great play by the coach.
True freshman out of St. Augustine, Florida. Dad's a quarterback coach.
Smart by
Alex
the
Golis told us pregame, he's like, see that kid, he
smart
pointed
move
to
by
him.
the
He's
coach
going
of
to be a
South
guy.
Florida.
He said, see that kid? That's a guy.
Yep.
And that guy just came in and threw a 45-yard touchdown pass to give the Bulls a 17-7 lead. And it's really remarkable when you consider
Boise State in
how
trouble.
both offenses have kind of been stuck.
Number 25 could go
quicksand.
down.
There really hasn't been much. And Golis is like, I don't know how much.
17-7 South Florida after the fake punt for a 45-yard touchdown reception. Boise State has not had an answer in a while. And this South Florida defense looks good. Now you just gave them a 10-point lead. They're already playing downhill. Boise State. 3 wide receivers. Single back. Play action fake. Rolls to the right. Complete. Caught. Looks like enough for a first down.
just short of the first down.
Second and short.
Jonas DeClona again making plays, this time not in run support, coming up and making a tackle after the catch.
DeClone has been huge. Fumble recovery, a lot of big tackles. Second and 1 for Boise State, down by 10. Number 25 team in the country in trouble. Man in motion, handoff. Just enough for the first down, it looks like. We'll see where the spot occurs. And it's going to be enough for a first down.
Through the third quarter.
Two wide receivers, two tight ends, single back.
Another play fake. Another pass rush. Batted down. Jalen Schuler.
Well done. Schuler's been all over.
The transfer from Texas A&M. One of those veteran defensive linemen. He's wearing the 63 jersey. This is the guy that they said has come in. He's a captain, and he just transferred in. What does that say about him?
I know it. He got here last spring and has basically gotten this entire team behind him and splits the guard and the tackle right there.
South Florida is starting to play with some more mojo. And their defense already was confident coming in, you could tell. Shotgun snap. Going to try to scramble. Gain of 4, maybe 5. Nice spin move by the quarterback to get out of trouble.
Hold on. Let's check in with Harry on Salazar in the jersey.
Matt, I got to tell you, they gave him the number for a reason. It is because of that intensity and because of that leadership. After that hit that he had on Maddox Madsen towards him, he would not stop staring him down. This is a defense that told me earlier this week they're going to be running and hitting, and they are not letting anybody down thus far.
South Florida got number 25, Boise State, in a conundrum. 3rd and 5, 6:25 to go in the third. 10-point lead for the underdog. Man in motion, shotgun snap, rolls right, complete, short of the first. To the tight end, Ford. Believe it's going to bring 4th and 2.
I'm really impressed with South Florida's team ability to do two things on defense. Keep the ball in front of you and then tackle in space. Don't allow the short underneath stuff to turn into a 20, 25, 35-yard gain.
All right, so this is 4th down. They've got the offense on here now.
4th and a long 1, maybe 2. It's almost 2.
They're going to run the play.
Play action.
Nowhere to go.
In trouble.
Tries to do it with his feet and gets it.
South Florida's going to wish they had that
Maddox Madsen was dead to rights until he cut back and got 9. Sire gains a key block to spring him loose. He got away from Schuler, and that's a drive-saving play on a 4th down out of their veteran quarterback.
Just an outstanding job of navigating the pocket. He wanted to throw the underneath crossing route. It's not there. Has a feel for the walls closing in, and then understands what he's got to do to move the chain.
Big first down for Boise State, trailing by 10. Man in motion, twins to the left. Another play action fake. Plenty of time. Looking downfield, dumps it off to a halfback on a screen. Going to get it out to about the 41-yard line into South Florida territory. Going to be just short of a first down. About 2nd and 5 or 6.
Front has had a huge night for South Florida. He was one of the key additions out of the transfer portal for the Bulls.
Play it down for South
Florida. We're going to step aside, let them tend to lead. We'll be back in a moment.
17-10 17-7 South Florida over number 25 Boise State. About halfway through the third quarter. Let's see what else is going on, if there's any other games worth checking out right this minute. Duke still hasn't scored on Elon. Oklahoma State still up 7-0. Ohio's got the ball, trailing Rutgers 31-17. It's not Ohio State. It's the University of Ohio, I believe. The Green, Ohio. Jacksonville State's got the ball, no score against Central Florida. Michael Vick's Norfolk State down 10-0 to Townsend. Missouri still up 6-0 on Central Arkansas. Missouri's got a guy limping off.
Of at least this Wildcat for now with two quarterbacks in there.
Again, awful if that is it in this game for Sam Horn, because he is competing with Prabula for the starting job going forward, with Kansas coming to town next week. Ahmad Hardy, the running back. Hardy carrying to the left side, the comeback, showing elite vision, and that's what Kirby Moore said.
Missouri, I think, just lost their quarterback. If it's not a quarterback, he's got to be a receiver. No, it's their quarterback. Guy fighting for a starting job just took a big shot. Needed to be helped off the field. Number 21. Nice throw. The kid that's in the game now that's fighting for the spot against him just threw a dot. You get your opportunities, you got to take advantage of them. Nice throw. Missouri's starting to drive. Jet sweep to the right. Great tackle. Central Arkansas. Hood with the play. I think it was a defensive back. Great open field tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, that thing might go for 20 yards. Minimum. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 for Missouri. Shotgun snap. Incomplete. Trying to hit the running back out of the backfield. Go back to Boise State. Trailing South Florida by 10. 4:52 to go in the third. 2nd and 5. Driving.
Saw and how he went down. It looked worse with the way that he came down and grabbed at first what looked like his knee. The way they tended to him, Luke, they were stretching his hamstring. So we believe he's down there with a cramp. He is back up and looks as if he's ready to go back in the game. As Trayvon Mitchell replaces him for now. 2nd and 5.
Boise State.
Madsen looked right, came back to his
running.
left, tucks it and runs.
Quarterback
He's done that a couple of times on this drive for big gains to move the chains. Schuler brings him down, and that's a gain of 11.
Smart, heady decision right there.
South Florida's defense starting to look a little bit beat up and tired for the first time all night, really. I don't know if we got a timeout or a flag.
First charge him out of the half. South Florida.
South Florida called the timeout right before the snap. They look a little bit out of sorts and gassed. 4:16 to go in the third. Timeout, South Florida, 17-7. They lead number 25, Boise State. Tomorrow night, I think we're going to do Georgia Tech versus Colorado at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This weekend, we got some big games. Saturday, I'd like to do Ohio State, Texas. Number 3 versus number 1. Texas is the number 1 team going into the season. LSU versus Clemson, Saturday night. Alabama, Florida State, Saturday, 3:30. Sunday, we got Notre Dame versus Miami, number 6 versus number 10. And then Monday night, we got Bill Belichick's first college game. We're definitely checking that one out. 1st and 10 for Boise State. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, balance, single back, handoff. Great D. Good job by the South Florida front. Playing downhill again. Loss on the play.
Year with ACC.
I will. I'll be in studio starting Friday night on ACC Network, all throughout the day on Saturday.
Missouri leads Central Arkansas 9-0 now. 2nd and 11, Boise State in the gun.
Zolan, Riv.
3 wide receivers to the left.
Great to be back in college football. 2nd and 11.
Handoff.
See, there's Sherrod's quick. When he gets a crease, he'll hit it quick.
Gain of about
he did
9.
there. There's a gain of 9, and now 3rd down.
A little bit of that Idaho two-step. Man, I mean, that thing looked like it was dead to rights, potentially for a...
3rd and 2, Boise State. This is a big drive. Big drive. Both teams. 3 minutes to go in the third. 3rd and 2, Boise State. Going with a big formation. 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. Running back. They play fake. Dropped. Incomplete. What a hit. Good job by South Florida. They are playing very well defensively.
Terrific timing there by Gaskin. Another big decision here for Boise State.
He's got the offense out there, Luke. Infield goal range. 2-score game. They converted a 4th down already. Madsen. Time.
Incomplete.
Gains. Incomplete.
Wow. South Florida might steal this.
Matt, that wasn't a well-thrown football that time for Maddox Madsen, but the way the South Florida's been playing on defense, I'm not sure he would have gotten the first down with the way this Bulls defense has been tackling. Chenault, Johnny on the spot right there to make the tackle on the sideline, but one of the few times tonight we've just seen a flat-out inaccurate throw from Maddox Madsen. And now if you're South Florida with this home crowd behind you, you take possession of the football, you got to take advantage of this opportunity on offense.
You surprised he didn't line up for a field goal?
A little bit. There's a lot of time left here.
12 plays, 52 yards, 5.5 minutes, no points. What does Byron Brown do with it? He's going to keep it on 1st down and get corralled immediately by the Broncos. No flag on that one. Crowd wanted it for a late throwdown. Banks, Rip, both in there.
South Florida scores here. Boise State might be all done. Shotgun snap. Throw. Incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 9. There's a flag on the play.
Intended for Singleton, who had the touchdown of the fake punt.
That's Jake Rip, the linebacker, 43.
Pass interference, number 43, defense, spot foul.
Wow.
First down.
Just a little early. You're going to see the shot in the back right there on Singleton by Jake Rip. He's in good position. Just a tad off on the timing.
So the penalty moves the chains, 1st and 10. Alvon Isaac in the backfield. Brown's going to fake it to him. He's going to take a shot deep. Looking for
Got him.
Rod.
Wow. What a play. South Florida's rolling.
Yards to the Tennessee transfer. And the Bulls are in business. Tempo. Brown.
Quarterback keeper.
Has the corner.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
South Florida taking over. $23-7. Upset alert. Wow.
We said at the beginning of the show that a player back in 2023 in a full season had over 3,000 yards passing, over 800 yards rushing. The only other quarterback in the country to have those numbers was Jaden Daniels. He won the Heisman Trophy. Brown missed last season with an injury. Boy, has he shown up in a national spotlight in his return to college football.
Dramatica knocks it
24-7 South Florida over Boise State.
Number 25, Boise State in big trouble. 24-7 South Florida spanking them at home. What a play by Nimrod. He's had a couple like this. Boise State's gotten almost every call too. They're lucky because Boise State got a holding call that should have been a touchdown. Boise State should be down by another 7 points in all reality if it wasn't for that horrible call. All University of South Florida. Wow. I had a feeling South Florida was going to play them tough. That's why I covered this game. The number 25 team in the country up against the ropes, 24-7. Minute 44 to go left in the third. Got a player down for South Florida. Looks like a lineman.
Yeah. It plays at a smaller school. You wonder and you think, is a big school going to come in and get this guy? Is a big school going to? We sat down. We asked Byron, like, was there ever a doubt? He's like, never. No. I was here to stay because of Alex Golesh and this offense. I was never going anywhere. This is where I wanted to be. And right now, he's got his team in a good position there.
You love to see it. You love to see it. You really do.
So 24-7, South Florida. Here at the end of the third quarter, Tom Luganville, Matt Berry with you here. Thursday night college football's back in a big way. So is week one. You know, we had a sense when we were talking to Alex Golesh, we talked about these group of 5 teams that get invited to the playoffs. Sure. Now, he believes that the talent is there for this team to go on a run. And the team that they're up on right now is the standard in group of 5.
Right. Everybody's trying to model their program after Boise State with the consistency, the sustained success. It's one thing to build a program. It's a different animal to sustain it over the course of over 2 decades. And this is now year 3 for Alex Golesh. They feel like they've got a player-led football team, a player-led locker room from a leadership perspective, and they went out in the transfer portal, and you can see it here tonight. They started to really emphasize how are they going to improve in the offensive line and the defensive front, and so far so good. Early returns are positive.
Big time.
This game was 10-7 South Florida. They hit the fake punt. They got a 4th down stop, and then the touchdown there to flip this game to 24-7, and it happened quick.
By the way, Alex Golesh, 13-0 as the head coach here at South Florida when the Bulls were leading after 3.
Yeah, I like South Florida's coach. I like the team's attitude. I like how they ran the fucking punt fake against a school that's supposed to be a top 25 school and the best out of the smallest schools in Division I. I like South Florida and how they look, especially not just defensively, offensively as well, but defensively, they got some dogs. And they got a coach that's sneaky. He's got some sneaky good play calls they've called. That fake punt, faking the backup freshman quarterback into the game to throw a 45-yard touchdown. Huge. But they can't poop their pants. There's still 16 and a half minutes to go. And right away, Boise State with a 1st down, running the hurry up. They better hurry up. Down by 17. Handoff up the middle, giving them a couple.
One of the, at least in the first 2 years of the Alex Golesh era, how many times have we seen them in the second half be up in a game against a ranked team and then not be able to finish. You heard him in his pregame speech talking about tonight in the fourth quarter, we finish. I mean, they lost 19 consecutive games to ranked teams.
Well, and listen, case in point, the Alabama game a year ago on the road in Tuscaloosa. It's 14-13 in the middle of the third quarter. The game is there for the taking in the fourth quarter, and they haven't found a way to put the nail in the coffin and finish teams off.
They're competitive every
He
year.
believes building this program to do that, you're going to have to learn how to win. Right now, they look
nice
good.
catch.
That
Big
was a
hit.
big
Wow.
hit.
What a hit.
Staples incomplete.
Took his helmet off. Was a legal hit. What a hit.
That was Ward and Harris.
Big hit. Caples dropped it. Hit him from behind. Nice.
Looks worse because the helmet popped off, but that's a clean football hit.
Well, Xavier Hamilton, number 25, who's dropping into coverage. If you watch his arm action, he's trying to swipe.
Caples got destroyed. Senior, 6 foot, 195, wide receiver for Boise State, just got hit really hard. Bring up 3rd and 8. He's down. He's okay. He's got smelling salts, though. What a hit. South Florida's not fucking around tonight. 24-7 lead over the number 25 team in the country. Little over a quarter to go. Once again, Ward in on the play, number 2. He's been all over the field tonight.
To be in the right position to make the play tonight.
Total defense last year, 118th in the country. Pass defense, 127th in the country. Rush defense, 81st in the country. The edict this offseason was find Todd Orlando some dudes. And through 3 quarters, we're seeing him.
The magic wand of the transfer portal.
3rd and 8, shotgun, Boise State. Uh-oh. Got rid of it, dropped. 4th and 8. Boise State in trouble.
The leader of that defense got in Matson's face. And at least for now, it looks like Spencer Danielson's keeping that offense out there again.
He's got it.
Yeah, and
He's down.
Sire Gaines ends up
Too
busting
much.
here in pass protection. He's got to be responsible for that A-gap between the center and the guard and take that rushing linebacker.
Boise State 2 for 3 on 4th downs. They trailed 24-7. 40 seconds to go in the third. 4th and 8. Shotgun. Single back to the right. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Tight end. Lined up in the H-back position. Timeout, Boise State. Crowd is going crazy in South Florida.
It's been a while since we've witnessed a Boise State team lose a little bit of their composure, get a little bit rattled. You know, this is out of their comfort zone, playing in this type of setting, down 24-7. It's been a while.
Look, we talk about program identity, right? You and I were having a great conversation about that the other day with all the changes in college football. To me, there are programs that remain the same that you know they're going to be. Boise State's one of them. I think North Dakota State at FCS. Sure. I think
4th and 8. 40 seconds left in the third. This is a huge play in this game. This is a huge play. Boise State needs to keep this drive going. 24-7, South Florida over number 25, Boise State. Back to throw, intercepted. Oh, he dropped it. It should have been.
almost picked it off.
Oh. Should have been a pick.
Wonder how many moments Boise State's going to have left.
Well, terrific anticipation, key in the eyes of the quarterback. Listen, you know that the receiver's not going to run past you. He's going to get to the...
He's been all over the field all night, too. Number 2, number 22. On the defensive side for South Florida, Rucker should have had a pick 6. He shouldn't even have dove. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but turnover on down. South Florida has the ball on the Boise State 43-yard line to start this drive. 15:30 to play in the game. Gain of about 3. If South Florida scores 3 here, that's huge. If they score 7, it's probably a wrap. if they can continue playing the way they have. They're trying to hurry up. Maybe they're just messing around. I think they're going to take it to the fourth quarter and run some of this time clock down. Wow.
Now they're going to utilize the clock.
South Florida
Story locally.
all over number 25 Boise State right now. 24-7. It really should be 31-7. That fake punt by South Florida for that 45-yard touchdown changed the entire energy of this game. And their quarterback can run and throw. It hasn't just been the defense. The defense has been outstanding, but they've done some things offensively too that have been pretty impressive. Pretty damn impressive. I'm so excited football's back. Hope you guys are having a good night. Hopefully my chat didn't stall and I think I'm here alone. Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers. I hate to keep repeating it for anyone that might like Dallas, but if you live under a rock, Micah Parsons was traded today. Ohio starting to battle back against Rutgers with the ball down by 7, 31-24. Michael Vick's Norfolk State down 13-0 to Towson. Missouri's up 12-0. Duke up 3-0 versus Elon. Oklahoma State up 14-7. Minnesota Buffalo just started. I think that's Stephen F. Austin versus Houston just started. No score. Nebraska Cincinnati tonight. Miami of Ohio versus Wisconsin tonight. Both those games start at 9. Boise State, number 25 team in the country, in big trouble right now. Fourth quarter getting ready to start. I had a feeling this was the game that was the game to watch tonight. We got some games tomorrow night we're going to watch. We're going to watch Colorado, I think, versus Georgia Tech. I want to see what Dion's team is bringing to the table. Saturday, Sunday, we got games and games and more games. Football season's here. I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. This summer has been rough without sports, really. And baseball, as far as the Yankees go, I can't even be fucking bothered right now. I just can't. I think baseball has gotten really bad. I think baseball has gotten worse than fucking basketball, if that's possible. Boise State. I love watching teams that shouldn't lose. I love when the underdog wins. Come on, South Florida. 15 more minutes, motherfuckers. I almost put money on this. I should have. Fucking put money on it. I was this fucking close to putting money on South Florida. 1st and 10. Screen. Caught. First down and more. Oh, shit. Big man rumbling. Oh, he lost the ball. I think he got it back. Wow. He did have it.
Cartavius Norton was there on the dump down from Brown.
The ball came out late.
Boise State would have had to steal that ball. Because I saw the dude from South Florida recover it.
So South Florida retains possession. So another look there at the end of the play.
Oh, it came out.
You see the ball pop out.
Sure does.
Norton
And there was a
got
whole
lucky.
stable of Broncos there. I don't know now Norton got that back, but he did.
I don't know how Jake Ripp did not, number 43 right there in that pile. He was the first guy to pounce on the football for Boise State and doesn't come up with it.
No, he wasn't from that angle.
You
it
hear
looked
Coach
like
say it
it.
all the time, ball didn't bounce our way. But right now, it
Shotgun.
certainly is for South Florida. Brown,
Screen.
quick shot outside.
Oh, that's a fucking face mask.
That was Rubin.
No flag.
Crowd wanted a face mask.
What the fuck?
Benefield on the tackle.
Boise State has gotten almost every call, too. It's fucking ridiculous. That was terrible.
Another quick hit.
Nice.
Rubin again. Third reception for the night for the Stanford transfer.
Come on, South Florida. Finish him.
Tempo.
Nice. Get in there.
Knockout.
30 to 7. South Florida. Destroying. Number 25, Boise State. I love it. Way to go, big fella.
This
Flag
is
on
a
the play.
full-on statement being made by South Florida.
Boise State is tired right now. The pace of play,
Boise State got punched in
the
the mouth.
temperature, the humidity,
And bitched out.
the momentum, the energy in the stadium is starting to take its toll on that Broncos
Result of the
defensive
play is a
front.
touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7, Boise State. It's his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty enforced.
Throw him out.
Now you're losing your cool.
And again, we've been harping on it.
Oh, throw him
because
out.
we have so much respect for Boise State's program.
Throw him out. That's bullshit. He punched the dude in the fucking head for no reason. Kick him the fuck out. Because you're losing and you can't control your emotions. Fucking idiot. Should punch yourself in the face for fucking getting shit on. I love it. I love watching big name schools go down. Especially when they're not mine. South Florida, 31. Number 25, Boise State, 7. Touchdown, Cartavius Norton. All South Florida in this second half. It was 10 to 7 at the half. Both teams were going back and forth, playing tough. Boise State got so many calls. And USF just kept their head down instead of getting emotional and played. Had a big punt fake touchdown on 4th down, 45-yard touchdown throw on a fake punt. And I couldn't be happier to watch South Florida beat the piss out of number 25 Boise State. The more upsets, the better. What a fucking... I knew I should have put money on South Florida. I knew it. I was this fucking close to throwing up $50 on them. I'm going to keep my eye on them throughout the year, though. People might sleep on them. Shit, they put up 31 points on the top 25 team, like Boise State. I'll be taking the over in a lot of their games. At least for them. And they got a pretty solid defense. Boise State's got some studs. Boise State's got a couple of receivers that can really fucking play. They got a couple of running backs that are decent. None of them are Ashton Genty, obviously. But who the fuck is? No really any other upsets tonight. That's about it. I'm going to check out the scores real quick before the game starts again. Everything else is kind of going the way you would have thought. Rutgers is blowing a 31-17 lead right now. Ohio just tied it up 31-31. Eastern Carolina scored against NC State 17-7. NC State. Mizzou is up 19-0. Houston just scored against Steve F. Austin. Oklahoma State up big. 14-7. I forgot. I thought it was 14-0. And then Nebraska, Cincinnati, Miami of Ohio versus Wisconsin at 9 o'clock. 13:22 to go in the fourth quarter. 31-7 South Florida over number 25 Boise State.
Bailey a touchdown run and pass. Missouri's got a Bo Perbula touchdown pass over on the SEC network, and Duke over on ACC network extra with a 10-3 lead.
Jeff, thank you. As always, you can watch all of that on the all-new ESPN app.
Oh, another drop.
Incomplete. This South Florida defense, 9 possessions, 4 punts, 2 takeaways, 2 stops on downs, just 1 score allowed. To me, that's the story of this game.
There's no question, and now what you're starting to see is inaccuracy at the quarterback position, missing guys, missing something at the point of attack. As this thing starts rolling down a little bit, and South Florida's gaining momentum.
2nd and 10.
To finish the thought,
Got
Madsen again over the
Nice
middle.
catch.
Now that's a good grab by Caples. It's going to be a first down, Boise State. You wondered how much the heat, the humidity would play a factor late in this game for Boise, not used to playing in that kind of climate. They did some hell practices at camp to get ready for it, but you never know.
Oh, horrible throw.
And then we laughed when we saw South Florida come out in all black. We're like, what are you doing?
South Florida's played really well, and they look good. Boise State hasn't looked good tonight. They got a lot of calls. I don't know if they're just having an off night. I think they give teams like Boise State a top 25 ranking just because of their name. And I'm so sick of that shit. Like, oh yeah, Boise State because they play in a weak division and they're always the best team in the division. They're number 25 in the country. It's not like they play in the fucking SEC. I'm glad South Florida beat the shit out of them. 12:30 to go, 3rd and 5. Boise State down by 24.
Put Boise State out of their comfort zone.
And pretty handily right now as we start the fourth quarter. And that's put on Lauder. He did kind of a pirouette, was able to hang on to it. Schuler forced him out of bounds, and that'll be a first down. But Luke, you and I were talking all week in preparation for this game. I said it when we were preparing. I said, like, you look at South Florida, it's like,
Yeah,
that's
they
a
got a
guy.
squad.
They're loaded.
They're athletic and they're old. That's the thing. A lot of redshirt juniors, redshirt seniors, graduate seniors, guys that have played a ton of football have come into this program. A lot of experience.
1st and 10, Boise State, shotgun. Throw down the middle.
That's a good shot there from Matson. Caught by Bates.
They better hurry up.
Jarvis Lee Jr. brings him down. He popped that one over the middle for 31 yards. Escapes pressure. Wide open player, and he just floats it too high. Had Caples trotting into the end zone for a touchdown, and he just floated it on him.
He was running for his life,
so close. You're on the move, trying to extend the play. Plenty of air on it, just a little too far.
It hit Caples in the hand, too. Neither of them really did a great job on
Boise needs one of those to hit. You need something positive to happen, resulting in points to try to shift this momentum over to your sideline a bit.
2nd and 10.
Again, 31 unanswered points out of the Bulls, down 7-0 early.
Crazy. Sack.
Matson tries to escape again and just throws that one to the sidelines. Gaines was there. It's incomplete. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Going back to the conversation about South Florida, the guys that they brought into the veterans, I think one of the biggest things that all the coaches told us, none of them came with ego.
No.
They kind of just came in and bought in. You never know if the portal really is a coin flip.
Yeah.
They said every single one of these guys they brought in, be it offense or defense, just came in and bought in.
And if they found out anything they didn't like about them, they said, we're not taking them. We're going to go another direction. Keep the locker room healthy.
3rd and 10. Boise State needs a touchdown. South Florida dominating. Oh, no, he's in trouble.
Pressure. Matson sets it, has space to run if he wants it.
Nice
hit.
hit.
He pulls it down. And a good open field tackle there to minimize the gain from Jarvis Lee Jr. and a gain of 4. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6. This is a no-brainer now to score 31-7 in the fourth quarter.
Go for it.
No-brainer, obviously passing down. That's the other thing that's taking place here is South Florida is playing half an offense right now. But you're not overly concerned about anything going on in the run game. You're worried about the pass game. You can pin your ears back and turn it loose.
I saw that. Ex-Providence college coach. Oh, he fumbled. South Florida came up with it. What a scrub. That was terrible. He just shit his pants and dropped the ball.
Singleton hops on it.
Boise State looks terrible.
Maddox Matson just flat out dropped it.
That was terrible. I wouldn't have done that shit.
All night long. It's been Todd Orlando's defensive unit. And they are on the doorstep of snapping a 19-game losing streak to ranked teams.
Boise State is ranked every year way higher than they should be. I'm so sick of teams like them. They didn't belong in that playoff last year. I don't give a fuck if they have Ashton Genty or not. Ashton Genty, he was all right. He's a good ball player, don't get me wrong. But he's playing up there he's not in the SEC. I'm so sick of it's every year Boise State. Oh, Boise State, Boise State, Boise State. And they're just they play in a division that's not as good as the big ones. But they put them in the mix every year because what if? And I had a feeling they were going to get stomped out tonight. When I was doing my research, looking into some college shit, looking at different college teams leading up to the season, I read all kinds of shit all the time. Even if I don't cover it online, I'm always doing my research. And I had a feeling Boise State wasn't a top 25 team going into this season. And it really looks like it tonight. Yeah, there's no real big college football teams in Rhode Island. URI a little bit, Brown. URI is not even Division One. They call it CPS now. It used to be D1 AA. A lot of the schools don't even have fucking football teams. Bryant has a football team now. They've been working their way up the ranks, but they're a small school. I don't think they're D1 yet either. I know they're D1 in basketball, though.
So the last time South Florida beat a ranked team in a season opener, Notre Dame. Back in 2011. Wow. You know the irony of that clip right there? I was just texting with Brady Quinn earlier tonight. Yeah. And then I showed Brady Quinn losing to South Florida. I mean, can't make that up.
You know,
sorry, Brady.
You mentioned that win versus a ranked opponent. Yeah. This South Florida program since 2017 has only had 4 wins against teams with a winning record. 4.
Yeah.
This could be a fuse lighting win for a program in progress in South Florida tonight.
That's Franklin off the left side. He's quick.
Go.
He's kind of that little scat back, 5'10", 204, came in from Oklahoma by way of UT Martin. And this is, look, when we're getting into one of our hardcore football talks,
yeah.
and you get to the end of the game, you have 31-7, you're trying to snap a losing streak against ranked teams, you talk about stealing the soul of another program, you do it on the ground.
No
and
doubt.
South Florida is going to try to steal their soul
demoralize them
to make a statement in week 1. And program builders, Alex Gold, he's as candid as it gets as a head coach. And in year 3, you see the quick hit to the outside to Josh Porter. In year 3, I asked, you're all in on this one. It's like, not how it sounds.
Right, correct.
It's not how it sounds. He said, but what I want in year 3 is I want to show that the foundation that we've built carries itself with culture. Mm-hmm. Will that result in more wins? I don't know. But he said if we see that coming, then I know that I'm building this thing. And in year 3 right now, back-to-back 7-6 seasons, 2 consecutive bowl wins.
Well, you know you're on the right path. That's the thing. And clearly what we've seen tonight after what was a very sloppy start for South Florida on offense, this is a team that is figuring it out.
Oh, should have caught that.
So 3rd and 5 there, right through Franklin's hands. That was some nifty ad-libbing there by Brown.
Well, you just wish he could have gotten that ball down just a little bit, because if you catch that, it's another fresh set of downs, and that clock just keeps rolling. You notice how South Florida here tonight in this 4th quarter really starting to slow down.
You know what freed him up tonight? Fake punt.
Well, we got 9 minutes to go in this game. South Florida is up 31-7 on number 25, Boise State. I'm going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow night to watch a few other games. I think we're going to do Colorado versus Georgia Tech. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to go take a shower, chill out, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.